Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to Pathbender. Now, of course, I am not Antonio, but I'm starting us off on this call. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Um, I am going to play a video, and then when Mr. Smith gets here, we will get started from this video that he asked me to play for everyone. So hold on. Here we go. Make sure I put these two squares so everybody can hear.
Good morning and welcome. Today we'll be doing our Super Self seminar, which deals with thought empowerment. And what we'll look at is how basically you as an individual are going to win back that power that at some place, somewhere, you gave away to somebody else without perhaps necessarily knowing that you gave it away. We're also going to look at techniques for creating a consciousness inside of you that's really powerful, that hones down, so that instead of you going into the physical plane and struggling with it and pushing for it and you know, sort of grabbing and harrying and working hard, that you can begin to move through the physical plane very, very fluidly. So you move into one place, everything shows up for you on time, then you move to another place, it shows up for you on time, and everything just flows naturally as it would in nature. If you look at the animals in the forest, they don't struggle. They don't go, gotta try hard today. You know, the tiger doesn't get up in the morning and go, I'm gonna do my affirmations, I'm gonna stick the alfalfa sprouts up my nose, I'm gonna jog around the block, I'm gonna take my vitamins, and I'm gonna go out there and really zuck them in the forest today. In fact, the tiger just gets up, it sniffs under its little tiger armpits, and maybe it blows a little tiger wind or whatever it does, and it heads out. And it doesn't worry about eating, it doesn't worry about survival. It just goes through the forest naturally. Then round about lunchtime, there's this little deer on the path, and it has to run after the deer and get it, you know. And some of you are gonna find that in life. You know, there's a point where you're going to have to, like, cross over, you know, cross town or something like that, go pick up the check. But it's not a problem. You know, there's a little bit of work involved in being in the physical plane because we're in our physical bodies. But life is supposed to be fluid. It's supposed to be gay. And what we're doing here, basically, as humans is we're picking up experiences. We're picking up experiences and picking up, like, the facts of life. We're not here to obey a whole bunch of rules and regulations that may have been laid down thousands of years ago when conditions were different. We're here basically as humans to come into our own empowerment, and that empowerment is what I call the life force, and that life force is love. And so you get to the point in your life where you just radiate absolute love for all things. And love, in my term, and I will talk about it later on some more, is not this kind of gooey, mushy, I love you stuff, you know, which is sort of, always seems to me like a sort of a wet lick in the ear. It's more like a compassion for society, a compassion for the trials of mankind, a compassion for yourself, you know, where you're prepared to forgive yourself for any weaknesses or any parts of your life that are a little less than perfect. And so I think that, like, love in its highest expression is an ability to look at the world from an overview, be somewhat detached from it, and feel a compassion for it, and feel and understand that the people are all doing the very, very best they can, you know? They're doing their best given whatever circumstances they find themselves in. And when you get to that position in your life and you can move through the physical plane fluidly, you have got the compassion, you have got this emotional detachment from society, then all of a sudden you begin to become free. And the whole object of the whole human experience is for you to win back your power, to win back your freedom. The societies we live in are totally designed to control you and to control me and to control all of us. You know, the institutions deal with control. All the financial systems are systems that deal with keeping the common man uninformed, unempowered, and supporting the system. Each one of you goes out each day and you support the country, you support the military, you support the institutions, you support the families, the neighborhoods, you run the bus systems, you run the trains, you give birth to the citizens, you nurture them, you feed them, you wipe you change their diapers and stuff. And it's always the common man that is asked to pay the bill. It's always the common man and the female, you know, the working woman who's asked to basically pay the bill for the entire thing. And if anything goes wrong, or anything gets any kind of mistake is made, or there's some kind of problem, they send you a love letter. It's called taxes. And they just crank up your taxes. They say, okay, we made this incredible mistake, and we bought all these missiles, and nobody figured out how to fire them, and it's only going to cost $1 billion, but we're sending you the bill. Here, I take the bill. Please send us the cash Friday. And if you don't send the cash, they lock you up, or they harry you, or they jump on your case in some way, and so you have to pay. And as I look at that, I think, well, now who stands for us? Who stands for the common man? Who stands for this individual heroically moving towards this quintessence within herself or within himself? Who stands for our rights? Who stands for our quest in life? And who wins back our power force? And if you look at society and you look at the history of the world, and I've always been very, very interested in the sort of historical perspective of how energy and peoples and philosophies has developed. If you look at the history of the world, nobody ever stands for us. You know, none of the societies are ever designed for the people. And the world isn't designed for the people. You only have to get into like an average bath in an average hotel, and you can see it's not designed for the people because the faucets are kind of these squiggly little things that you can't work with your feet. And you've either got to sit up at the end where the faucets are and burn your back, or you have to get up out of the bath to change how much water's in there. And as you look at those faucets, you think, they never thought this out for human beings. I mean, faucets are supposed to be worked with your feet, you know? And if there was a little handle with a little place for you to put your toe and you could work the faucets with your feet, you'd say, this world is designed for me. But of course it isn't. You get in an airline seat, and the airline seat doesn't have enough room for a passenger to actually sit in it, you know? And when the guy in front leans back on you, you know, you have even less room. And so you go all the way to Taiwan or whatever it is, 17 hours, looking at this piece of fabric on your nose. And then you can say to yourself, is this world designed for me? It isn't. It's designed for the airline. If you ever think that the passengers are anything to do with an airline, you're totally looly-looly. Because the passengers have nothing to do with it. You know, they just shoo us all on. And I do a lot of traveling as I go around the planet, and you watch people in airports. I mean, it's like, they're like automatons. They're sort of Kansas City, Oklahoma, and they're all scared out their brains, and the thing's uncomfortable, and they give you plastic food. In fact, I think the most dangerous thing about flying is eating the food, because, you know, that stuff is sort of sterilized. I think they mine it someplace. And it comes up, and there's a corporation that has, like, the franchise for mining this plastic. And the food grows out of the plastic, I think. I've got a feeling it does. But when you look at that, you know, you look at, I mean, the whole of the world is like that. And of course, we take it so much for granted. We take the uncomfortableness for granted. We take the difficulties for granted because they trained us to not complain, you know? Like if you complain, you're not a good citizen, you know, like somehow you're going against, I don't know, the word of God or something. If you happen to say, look, this stuff's total garbage, I don't want to eat it. Anyway, as you look at that, you can rant and you can rave and you can say, wait a minute, you know, this isn't built for me, this isn't the society for me, what am I going to do about it? I want to change the society. The fact is that you can't change the society by going to it and pushing against them and saying, we want you to change, you know, we want a revolution, because all of that really sucks you right back into that same kind of energy that the society is built from. And when you look at the revolutions throughout history, what came after the revolution was usually at least as bad as what was going on before, you know, if not worse. So you replace, let's say, the oppressive Tsarist regime in Russia, the regime of the Romanovs, and you created, you know, the society for the people, the communist society, and it's equally restrictive, equally repressive. And as you look at the history of the world, the revolutions never really changed very much. And so as we look at that, and as we look at that as questing conscious individuals, we can say, okay, are we prepared to change society by fighting against it? Or do we do a sort of a withdrawal program on it and basically pull out somewhat, build our power, and then return back to the society, return back to the planet, and heal it? And that's personally how I think it's going to have to be done, because we're looking at a world today that really needs healing. It needs a lot of healing. It needs healing in finances. It needs healing in the way it deals with stress. It needs healing in the way that we've polluted our world and we've destroyed it. And we've done it all for the sake of commerce, for the sake of giving everybody all of this stuff. There isn't any discipline. There isn't any real righteousness in the world about the way we're handling this planet. And as we look at the physical plane and we look at our planet, we can see it wheezing and gasping to try to keep up with the amount of pollutants that we're putting into the world. One of the things that astounds me is that, you know, recently, they became aware of the fact that the ozone layer is breaking down around the planet. And it's basically because of the pollutants that are given off by the people that live on our planet. And the ozone layer is beginning to break down, and it's breaking down extremely rapidly. The CIA had a report in 1979 that said that the world would lose 2.5% of its ozone layer in approximately 40 years. And then as they watched this destruction of the ozone, they began to calculate it and watch it and see how it was developing. And it was found that we'd lost 2.5% of our ozone in three years. We'd lost 2.5% of our ozone in 3 years. And so as you look at that, you can see that the deterioration is incredibly quick because you're looking at, basically speaking, 2 generations from now not having any ozone. And the ozone is what protects the human skin from the ultraviolet rays of the sun. And the skin is not made to have direct sunlight upon it like that. So as you look at that, and you can see this massive hole over the South Pole where there isn't any ozone at all, and the hole isn't some kind of little rinky-dink little donut. It's like tens of thousands of square miles wide, and it's drifting and moving all the time, so much so that the government of Argentina is extremely concerned because already now it's affecting the population that lives in the south of their country, and because that ozone cloud is kind of moving around in that area, and some of those people are experiencing, you know, very bright sunlight, instant suntan. And so as we look at our planet, we can see that as a group of people, we have got to do something about it. But to do something about it, we first have to become strong. And so my whole philosophy deals with pulling away a little bit, becoming powerful, seeing your life as this heroic goal, this heroic quest, you know, not being so sucked into what's going on around you just at this moment, becoming this powerful, creative individual, and then returning back and standing there for your people, for your tribe, for your nation, for those particular interests that you have at heart. And you stand there as this mega being, as this super being, what I call the super self, and you promote that and you express that, and other people will do what you're doing by watching your excellence, by watching the quintessence of humanhood that you've reached. As we look at that, we have to have a sort of a metaphysical overview of what we're doing here on the earth plane. And if you go out in the street and you ask 100 people, hey, what is the meaning of life? You get 99 people that go, huh? Because they don't know. And if you ask a group of people, hey, what do you think your life's purpose is? They also don't know. It's almost like you've been dropped off in this experiment and nobody told you what the experiment was about, and nobody told you how to make it happen, and nobody told you what success would be or failure would be. And so like there's all these people out there drifting. If you accept that your consciousness creates your reality, if you accept that what you feel about yourself is what you pull to you in the way of events, then you can see that you can alter your destiny. I don't think, let's say, a person in a forest, in a tribal society, has a lot of ability or a lot of metaphysical power with which to alter his destiny. But each one of you here have. You know, you're living in one of the fastest moving societies in the world. You're living in a country that has great capital, great power, tremendous movements, more art, more creativity than at any other time in the history of the world. And each one of you is a powerful being. Each one of you is coming to the point where you are closing out the physical experience. I personally believe in reincarnation, and I believe that you've come through maybe, you know, many thousands of years of various experiences on the physical plane. However, if you don't believe in reincarnation, it really doesn't matter because, you know, you're on the train, you know, whether you like it or not, you know. And if you believe in reincarnation, what you're saying is that the train stopped at other stops along the line. And if you don't believe in reincarnation, you just say, hey, I'm on the train. But either way, you can see that you have an ability now to basically wrap and pack who you are, to pick up the loose threads and to push it all together. And you don't have to become a great saint or a great master or a great anything to complete. All you have to do on the physical plane is basically get the message, you know, to get it, to experience it, to move away from fear, to move away from limitation and restriction, to move away from various forms of manipulation that are imposed upon you now and that you in turn impose upon others, that we all do, and to move out of that stuff and to become this incredibly fluid, radiant being with acute perceptions, acute psychic perceptions, acute spiritual understanding of what's going on. The more you can resonate your feelings out into the universal law in an uncluttered way, without a whole bunch of opinion, without a whole bunch of stuff, without a whole bunch of philosophy, the more that universal law gives you back absolute clarity, gives you back the absolute purity of that divine power that is in all things. In order for me to get into the super self concept a little more, I think I should just, first of all, give you like 37 seconds of my meaning of life and just offer it to you for consideration. Of course, all of my philosophies are not, they're not dogma. You know, I just offer it and you think about what suits you and what you don't like, you just can it. Basically speaking, I believe that you're not your body, you're not the color of your skin, you're not the religion you signed up for, you're not your sexuality, that you're none of that stuff, that in fact you're a divine spark of the universal mind inside a body. And that I believe you came to the physical plane, and when you came, or before you came, that divine spark inside of you that I call the higher self had an image or an understanding of what it was going to be getting into. That you didn't come to the physical plane in some kind of happenstance where suddenly plop, you know, they dropped you off in Ohio and you're sitting there in a wet diaper and you're thinking, bloody hell, what am I doing here? You know, I believe that, basically speaking, that power inside you is so great, it is so perceptive, it is a part of the divinity in all things, that it knew what the journey was going to be like. It would not necessarily know that at the age of 26 you'd fall out of a cab drunk and break your leg, but it would know the masculine, the feminine. It would understand the parents, the tribe, and it would say, what are these experiences that I'm signing up for? And of course, as you look at the 4.9 billion people on our great planet, they all signed up for something different. There are no two people on the physical plane that have the same liver, that have the same eyes, that have the same culture, that have the same contents to their mind, and we're all different. There are 4.9 whatever billion experiments out there. And so as you understand that your journey is absolutely unique. And even though you may seem or you may think at times that perhaps your life is somewhat mundane and somewhat humdrum, it isn't, because you have an opportunity from the sort of the programming or the set of tumblers that you're particularly working with to come out of whatever position you find yourself in. What I think happens, or what I perceive to happen, is that this divinity inside you has a perception of what is happening on the physical plane, or has a perception of a place that you can possibly evolve, and looks at it and accepts that position as a growth experience. The weaknesses of the physical plane, the mayhem, the disease, the war, the famine, the inconsistencies are part of the beauty of what's going on here. If this place was a Garden of Eden, and if it were perfect, you wouldn't have come. The whole point is that you can go out of this hole, and you can go onto a freeway, and you can jump the freeway, and you can be hit by this semi-truck going to Tulsa, and splatter yourself up against a concrete post. That is what makes life fun. That is the whole reason, for being here. I mean, a tightrope walker, the whole point of a tightrope walker is that he can fall, and he can smash every little bone in his body in the sawdust. And that's what makes it interesting. If you put the tightrope on the ground, everybody's going, oh, boring kind of show. So the whole point of the physical plane is the imbalance. And when you look at the physical plane, and you look at the way people deal with the philosophy of it, you see all these people sort of moaning and groaning and saying, oh, if only it was different, if only there wasn't any war, if there only wasn't any disease, wouldn't it be marvelous if everybody had something to eat and this and that? And of course, all of those concepts are concepts that we can create as humans. We can create a world of plenty. We can create a world that's at peace. But the very fact that there isn't any peace gives us something to work on. You know, if you showed up and it was all peaceful and everybody was happy and they're all driving around in Porsches, you know, I mean, you commit suicide. You say, this place is so utterly boring, I'm off. And so as you look at the physical plane, the first way to detach from it is to understand that you can't understand it. That each person has this divine thing inside of themselves, and they're going to explain it to you in all sorts of religious and philosophical terms, and in whatever terms they explain it to you, that's fine. And you don't know what they need. And so when you hear of some incredibly gruesome thing where somebody got chopped up in 1,000 pieces and got flicked off the roof one by one, or whatever it was, you know, you say, well, that's an interesting evolutionary experience, you know? Very interesting. And you hear about a whole bunch of people that hit a mountain in Japan, and you say, that's an incredibly neat way of spending Tuesday afternoon. Because basically, if that infinity inside you is infinite, you were infinite before you were born, you were infinite right now, and you're going to be infinite after you die. And you're never going to be more awake and alert and interested in things than the day that you actually kick the bucket, to use an English expression. But the day that you die, you're going to be intensely interested in this, and you're going to think, what a marvelous thing to do, you know? Instead of watching some stupid maniacal TV show where everybody's blowing themselves up, I could actually blow myself up and find out how it feels, and this is really neat. And here I am standing outside of this body, this physical thing that I just rented for a little while, and isn't it neat, you know? And I don't get a bill, it'll just go back to where it came, and I can head off to higher ground. But the main thing is to create that power inside of you, to create that energy inside of you now. When I was first looking at altered states of consciousness, I kind of experimented in every wild and wonderful thing that I could get my hands on, and I trained as a medium at the College of Psychic Studies for a little while, in that kind of English type of spiritual mediumship where you talk to the souls of the departed, you know? And you would be sitting there, and they'd bring you somebody in for this seance, and you would, you know, their granny would show up, or their Aunt Maud would show up in the spirit world, and you'd see it as symbols in your mind's eye. And, you know, like the Aunt Maud would give them a few symbols, and they would recognize that it was Aunt Maud in the spirit world, and everybody would go, how nice, and have another cup of tea, and that kind of stuff. And then there was a point in that sort of reading thing where it was customary to ask the spirit if they had anything that they wanted to say to the person that was still in the physical plane to encourage them upon their spiritual journey through life. And Aunt Maud would say something like, well, I know you've had a hard time, ducks, but it'll all be all right in 3 months, and don't forget, God loves you. And then they'd roll in another person, and they'd be sitting there, and we'd find his Uncle Fred, and Uncle Fred would talk about his experiences in the war or something, and the sitter would go, oh, yeah, that's where Uncle Fred was invalided out in Guildford, or whatever it was. And then at the end of the reading, you'd say, Uncle Fred, is there anything that you'd like to say to the sitter before we close out this reading? And Uncle Fred would say, listen, mate, I know you've had a hard life, and I know it's been terribly hard for you, and I know it's been a terrific struggle, but don't forget, it'll all be all right in 3 months, and God loves you. Well, anyway, I delivered about like maybe 100 of these kinds of messages, and then one day I was walking through the front door of the College of Psychic Studies, and I had this incredible realization that, basically speaking, if you're as thick as two planks, when you're alive, you're as thick as two planks when you're dead.
All right, welcome. Some of you are new. Thank you for having your cameras on as well. Some of you have them on here in a second. We've got to talk. We're in our 7-week series. Yes. Oh, go ahead, Phil. Tell them about that. Stuart Wilde is actually one of my very favorite people. He sleeps with his ancestors, but
Stuart Wilde is amazing. Here's what Wayne Dyer says about him. I love this man. I love everything he writes. So I've got Simply Wild, Whispering Winds of Change.
Smart one.
The trick to money is having some.
That's right.
And life doesn't have to be a struggle. That's just a few of the jewels that he gives out there.
Yeah. Masterpiece.
He's one of my favorite. I didn't know you were a Stuart Wilde fan.
I am a huge Stuart Wilde fan.
Oh, me too. He's one of my favorites.
Yes, he is.
I quote him on every speech. I'm trying to remember what quote I use, and I'm not doing very good right now. But Les Brown's daughter,
either Serena or Ona.
Ona came up to me and says, "You're into Stuart Wilde," and she was really into Stuart Wilde.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's amazing.
He's gone on and see Dorsey and Toto.
Yep. If y'all don't understand why he's amazing, he's from England, the country of don't have a thought. They created industry. Like they created industry, and he's one of the greatest motivational free thinkers in the world from England. This makes no sense. When you think it's like saying, oh yeah, it's great motivational speaker from Saudi Arabia. Like, think about it. What we know as conformity came from Europe. And this guy is just so incredible. He's really incredible. We're going to go just a little bit over time today. We in our second week of 7 weeks of planting good seeds amidst the weeds of life. Planting good seeds amidst the weeds of life. And we got to talk. This is where I saw some of the new people on early, but we'll if you see, you can put it back out there if y'all want to. It's all good. Now, let me give you a recap from last week. Last week, a 1-minute recap. I showed you about the Everything is Perfect Bible. We're drawing all this from this idea, Jerome, of separating the wheat from the tares, letting them grow together because none of this is imperfect. And then we talked about the dual nature of thoughts that I said we was going to go into great detail today. We talked very good about the enemy, which we're going to go into more detail today. And then we mostly talked about embracing this parable that was written years ago, and this nature of infinite intelligence and this nature of imperfection and no reason to correct either one. And then we gave practical application. Today, for the first time, I want to tell you why you're here. People always ask me, so Antonio, what's the point of life? I never really answered the question publicly. I am going to do so today. The point of life, as Antonio T. Smith Jr. sees it, it's not something I see, I'm just being humble. I know it. It's very simple. You are here to use your free will to create things however you love yourself and others. I'll say it again. You are here to use your free will to create things. However, you love yourself and others. That's where we're going to pick up our conversation right now. There are only three things that exist on this planet. Only three. Free will, love, light. Everything else is some sort of subset, a mutation, a distortion is the word I'd rather use, of these three things. The first thing you were given, Chef Jay, was your free will. Everything that you've ever created was from the light, but you shaped it with love. So, Ina, you come here to create things. Antonio, what's the reason I'm here? To create? No. Don't hear that as a metaphor or some crazy, I burnt the muffins talk. Hear it as, how could you be made in the image of God if you cannot create things from nothing? Let's critically think about every sacred text. Every sacred text says God creates things from nothing. No thing is the actual word. Is this correct? Does God need something? Damali, do me a favor and put that up in there, and then I'll work that miracle in your life. Is that how it works? Hey, if you just do the hard part, man, I promise you I will get it together. No, out of nothing, that Latin phrase, ex nihilo, God created the world out of nothing. Because if there was something first, Otis, then that something would be God. And the substance of this world would be God, and not God's self. Now think about this for a moment, because when we lose our minds, we make the substance of this world God. Man, these bills, substance of the world. So now your bills can do all things, especially mess up your spirit, mind, and body, and family, and ego, and self-preservation, and self-confidence, and self-esteem, all that. No, because you don't have a bill that can ever stand against you, not now or ever. Antonio, what's the point of life? Well, I'm glad you asked me. The point of life is to create things. Why do we create things, Jerome? Because you prove you are God. Oof. We are on it today. Because the only being upon this earth to ever create something from nothing, every sacred text, every cave painting calls that thing God. Goldfish can't take notes the way Dion is doing right now. Only Dion can create the blankness of her paper and out of nothing move her hands in circles and language exist. You're missing it. The next time you need to say, "Ooh, God showed me a sign," just pick up a piece of paper and out of nothing create anything. The last time I checked, the smartest dogs they are not building seminars, skyscrapers, and interstate highways. There is something so fundamentally different about Chef Jay that if I put a dolphin, smartest thing in the water, next to Chef Jay, it will never be able to create a culinary meal the way she does, with the little sugar on top in the presentation, and then she get the good Instagram angle. Goldfish ain't trying to get the Instagram angle to promote her meal or do marketing, sales, or anything. That's a God thing. And every time she does it, she proves that she is God. Go ahead, Phil.
Colossians 12. To bear anything joyfully, thanking the Father who has made it possible for you to join the saints and with them inherit the light. And then Galatians 3:15. Always be thankful.
Always. Yeah. Should you be thankful when the internet on?
On, off, non-existent.
Should you be, ladies, my bad. As a man, I shouldn't even bring this up because all you got to do is give us one cramp and would be no more babies on planet Earth ever. It's one cramp. And men would be like, you know what? No more babies. But ladies, even in the cramping days, every 28 days, should we still be thankful? We should. No matter what.
I'd be cursing God, but you know what I'm saying.
I understand. I don't understand, but I understand why you would do it. You
Right.
understand?
But also, cramps means, hey, no kids. That's just me. Okay. That's
But you
just
found
me.
the reason to be thankful.
That's just me. Yeah.
For me, it's still work. This cramping is working right.
Because 43 and pregnant, you become the talk of the town.
God bless. No.
You understand? You become the talk. Girl, you heard about Grace? You become the talk of the town. Yeah, next 9 months, you is the talk of the whole church. You know what I'm talking about. A couple of secret sermons get written about you. Yeah, you understand. You came here to create things. Why did you come here to create things? It is simple, Jalen, because only God can create things. Allow me to take you to a pericope, just a $20 word that means episode, of a guy who was sleeping on a ship in a storm. Jerome may know what I'm talking about. That particular episode goes, and the wave, Susan, crashed in. It's in there. And then it says, it goes further. And the disciples panicked and didn't know what to do. Only then did they go to the sleeping man to ask for help. Not when they saw clouds, Jerome. That's because you know how we are. I mean, it's clouds, you know what I'm saying? This is the phases of man. There's clouds. Maybe it'll miss us. No, it's coming right for you, Eden. No, we're not gonna miss you. I don't know why we do that. I don't know why we drive into a storm and expect the universe to just skip over us. Rain on everybody else, not us. That's phases of man. First, we say, give me some divine, uncommon sense that works out for me and only me. When that don't happen, our second phase is, it's getting bad, but it's not too bad. I can handle it myself. Then the third phase, Jerome, is, I don't know what to do. Time to start praying. Help! Okay, thank you, Jerome. I wanted to see if somebody was going to just keep it real with me. Only when the boat is about to get capsized do we want to ask for help. Now, forget the fact that he said, oh, ye little faith and all that stuff. Forget all that. I'm skipping the story because I'm not trying to make a theological lesson, but I do want to try to show you what Mark was trying to communicate to Chef J during this particular episode. Because Mark has them ask an ironic question. Scholars call this, Mark chapter 5. Scholars call this, no, this is Mark 4. Scholars call this Mark 4, about 27, 31, something like that. Mark's ironic vision. Because they ask an ironic question. What manner of man is this? That even the winds and waves obey him. But you missed it because Mark is trying to show you, Susan, get your shout shoes ready. Get your shout shoes ready. Mark is trying to show you through his whole book, everybody knew who Jesus was except the disciples and the people he came for. Right after this chapter, in chapter 5, Jesus says, demons, get out this man. And them demons say, we know exactly who you are. You're the Son of the Most High. And they bow. And they say, please, 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 please put us in them pigs. The demons were one of the first to ever confess that Jesus was the Son of the Most High. I'm not trying to make it a theological lesson, but I am making this a historical, ironic, oh my God. The disciples did not know who he was, but demons did. Thus is you. Rewind, press play. The disciples did not know who Jesus was, but the waves in the water did. Come here. Genesis chapter 1. And the Spirit of God hovered over the waters, and the waters separated. Oh, you missed it. That's okay. What I'm trying to tell you is the last time the winds and the waves moved because somebody said something, God did that. So now when it happens again in Mark has to say, what manner of man? No, there ain't no man. That's the dude from Genesis. Back to you now. How many times have we missed the glory of this world? Because the universe came just to serve us and only us. Yet we miss it, and someone like us has to go, what manner of man is Susan? No. Every time we panic in our own lives, we act like these disciples who did not even know they were walking, talking, eating, and laying down on storm-labeled, written boats with the one they was waiting for. That's powerful. I don't care what you say. You can wrench around and wrench it off all you want to. That was powerful. Because at the end of Mark, what happens at the end of Mark? The Roman centurion, who is not one of the church folk, who don't know the church talk, who ain't been baptized, don't know nothing about the law, say, surely that was the Son of God. Look at how the water and the blood is separating themselves from the spirit inside. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Don't worry about it. But Jerome, Susan, and Grace about to run all around their house if I
Watch
keep going
yourself,
for a
boy.
little
Watch
bit more.
yourself.
Okay. If I keep going a little bit more, the whole class gonna change. And I'm not trying to change it. I'm just trying to attest to you that all throughout the book of Mark, Mark goes out Mark's way to say everybody knew who Jesus was, but the people Jesus came to deliver and bless. Bringing it back to you. This week is about the duality of life. And Otis, I'm here to tell you, oh my God, do we act like these disciples? Right now, Otis is right where he prayed to be 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And tomorrow, Otis is going to find some way to complain, just like the rest of us. Can you imagine being God? Just imagine being God. And God goes, Antonio, you want that? You got it. And Antonio finally get it. And forget he asked for it. And by the time he get in it, he become ungrateful like it's normal. Now Antonio go, I can't believe this stupid transmission light is on. So God goes, so you don't want the car. In the hood, we say, use this Tom and Jerry and you asked for a car. Now you mad at the transmission light on. Man, this car bad on gas. So you don't want the car. Because you told me to give you a car. But now you're complaining it's bad on gas. All right, tell you what. No more car for you then. No. I'm sorry. No. This is what we do. This is exactly what we do. This house is dirty. So you don't want the house. Because you asked for your own place. I gave you your own place. Now you're complaining about the condition of the thing that you just prayed to be in. And that is something that we genuinely have to accept. We got to eat that. Like I told y'all last week, if you don't take care of your room, God ain't giving you no apartment. Don't take care of your apartment, you ain't getting no house. Don't take care of your car, you ain't getting no house. That's just the way it is. If you don't save 10% of your money, you will never have a savings account worthy of being proud of. Andy Stanley, consistently, I love to say it, always, well, he doesn't always say it, but he said it one time in the podcast. A leader who stops listening, a leader who does not listen to his people will eventually be surrounded by people who have nothing to say. If you are a leader who does not listen to your people, all the people who have ideas and can change your organization will leave. And you will only be surrounded by people in your organization that got nothing to say. No ideas. And so you go, Antonio, tell me what that look like. I got you. The most comfortable organization in the world is a dead one. Meetings ain't got no agenda. They don't start on time. And ain't nobody asking Damali to do nothing different. The most uncomfortable organization in the world is one that wins. Oh, it's messages every 2 minutes. Emails, 60 of them a day. Jalen, there's always a reason to change and do something different. Practice is real hard. Practice is always harder in the game than the game in a winning organization. If you're winning, if you want to win, but you're complaining, then you don't want to win. So there's this duality we have. We're going to open it up for great discussion. Of course, y'all can interrupt at any time, but watch this here. Antonio, what do you mean by this duality? Because I hear you. Before I get to the duality, we got to talk about the enemy. Because in the wheat and the tares, it was the enemy who messed stuff up. Who know what I'm talking about? Who understands that to be inside the will of God is to be crucified by other people? Who understand what I'm talking about? Oh, Lord, I'm going to do this today. No, you're not. That's what other people say. No, you're not. Grace goes, you know what? I am going to be faithful. I'm going to love my husband. And then all of a sudden, girl, I've been liking you since high school. No, you're not. No, you're not. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? Man, why you ain't never holler at me? 13 of them, Grace. Like, what the hell y'all was at? No, you're not. Because the moment you decide to do anything, everything not like that anything comes against you. It's a law of life. It's not personal. It just is what it is. So it's the enemy that messed up the workers' work. And let me tell you something. I don't mind you. I'm going to speak for myself. If y'all agree, just go ahead and wave your hands, unmute your mic and say, you know what? I got to say something right here. I don't mind if you mess up my work. Fine. But I do mind if you mess up my work and I was really serious about it and I really had my heart into it. And I said, this time I'm going to do the right thing. And this time I am going to be unselfish. I am genuinely going to do what God tells me to do. Lord, you can have it, whatever it is. This is for you. I am so serious about this. And then the enemy come and mess it up. Now I got a problem. Is anybody else with me that knows what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
It's just you. It's just you.
Amen.
Yeah, you want to mess up my work, that's fine. But when I'm serious about it, when I truly believe, Susan, that I do all the things I'm supposed to do, now it's like, oh no. So this is the situation that these farmers are in. Because they're working for the master with humility. And they did their job. So they have every right to say, Master, you want us to pick these damn weeds up? Because you know how hard we worked. First question to you, before I get to duality, we need to talk about the enemy. How do you handle it when God starts acting like the enemy in your life? Let's talk.
What you got? No,
Let's
sir.
talk. Let's.
Because I'm finna have a whole conversation with him. Like, oh, yo, God, what's the deal? Fix it.
I just want only real comments. Go and get your drinks, get your tequila, and your cinnamon buns, whatever you got to get. Because if you sit up there acting like your God or whatever you believe in, do everything right by you every day, and what you said you're gonna do, use a lie. You ain't never lived in humanity.
But isn't that because God has a different way than the way that we want it? I mean, isn't that because, our enemy now is the person that's not going with what we want?
Absolutely true. So remind me to say what I said about the enemy last week, because she wasn't here, because you just nailed it. But you're right. However, what happens when you really, really need God to show up this time? and God do that stuff you just said. Like, you about to lose your house. You got 24 hours. And God got a better plan for you.
He needs
That's
to tell me that better plan right now.
yeah. I totally get that, but I seem to always have a place where right at that point, like, all right, I give up. I just, I don't know what's going on. But then it seems there's always something that comes along that says, all right, go this way.
Yeah.
And once I go that way, I start to do, but that wasn't the way I wanted to go.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I'm with you 100%. Let me just start off, not finish off the second her. Let me just get even more transparent. God ain't never did nothing for me that I enjoyed.
Mm.
I enjoyed it after, but I ain't never enjoyed it. I have not a single history in my life, not a one. In all my maturity, I have never been in one of God's plans and was like, yay. That yay comes after. It ain't never came during. So I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it real with you. Okay, that's me.
That's me. Of Jonah. Okay.
The descendant of Jonah. That is so great. That's a great t-shirt. That's a great t-shirt.
I'm gonna make that t-shirt. I'm a descendant of Jonah.
That's a great t-shirt. Go ahead, Jalen. Thank you so much, Dia. We coming back. She set us up for that. She set us up. Go ahead. Oh, hold on real quick, Jalen. My bad. Let me read. And I did say I was gonna bring this up. Remember, we went over this. This is the everything is. I forgot to change out the Antonio. If y'all see Antonio in the place of God, I was messing with Jerome. Don't worry about that. I was totally messing with Jerome. Should we then try to eliminate these? One day, the seekers of wisdom approached. This is my version of the Bible. The enlightened being God, not Antonio, and said, "Did not Zeus plant a seed of perfection within this grand tapestry? Why then do we witness these imperfections?" And this is what Dion just brushed up against. This is what Jerome liked yesterday. God replies, "This is the work of limited perception." Your Bible says this is the work of the enemy. This is the work of limited perception. The source only knows perfection, but it's the lens of our perceptions that sometimes sees contrast. I equated the enemy as our limited perception. All right. That's tough. Go ahead, Jalen. I want to bring that back up so we can all be working on the same page.
That was just deep. That almost made me just think of something totally different. But I'm glad I wrote down what I was thinking. So just to make sure that the initial question was, how do you act when God acts like the enemy? Correct.
And he does. And God does.
Yeah.
No doubt
For
about
me,
it.
I started looking like everywhere, like getting into that almost like you ever seen SpongeBob where you're just looking around dizzy, like where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? I get like that, putting every energy I can in to make it. And then I hope I'm saying it right, but it's Dion or Dion. Dion, perfect. Thank you. I felt that second part where you said where it's just like, well, maybe it's just not my time now, I guess. Like
that's that duality. She got
I
one side of her going, what the
wait.
hell are you doing up there? The other side is going, okay, maybe it ain't my time. That's that duality of man. That's that duality.
And then and I also know it's like some people, they get told no once and then they learn that way. Some people get hit over the head a couple times and then that's how they learn. And for me, I feel like that's what it was, but that made me who I am now to actually receive what's supposed to be coming. And
okay,
when it comes to the lens that you were talking about, it's like I'm my own enemy because I'm trying to do whatever to see what he does. He sees it, but I'm trying to see it, and it's not my time to see it yet. I have to keep being in my time, playing in my role, and when it comes, it comes.
So much to say there. So much to say there. I'm gonna hold it, but I got so much to say. You said so many good things, so many things I want to play devil's advocate with. So many things. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna remember it all. Spot on. I love everything you said. Who's next? Because Thank you,
Talisha.
Talisha. I need some folks that's going to be genuine. We're not going to get no help if we want to admit God be out here messing up. I'm not telling you to stand on that by faith. I'm saying you ain't got no flesh. Anyway, go ahead, Talisha, then Damali.
Okay, so a perfect example yesterday would have to be the day
Talk to me.
where I felt like everything that wanted to go wrong, could go wrong, did go wrong.
What kind of God love you doing that to you? Come on now. Hold on, Talisha.
Okay,
what kind
real
of God
talk.
love you doing that to
Real
you?
talk.
You don't do that to your kids?
Listen.
Oh, y'all don't want to keep it real. That's all right. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going until y'all finally go. You know what, Antonio? I had to drop my representative and go ahead and keep it real with you. Okay, go ahead, Talisha. Keep on going. Everything she sees, everything messed up today. This loving God put her through hell today. Keep going.
Not today, yesterday.
Yesterday. Loving God had his foot on her neck. Keep going. I'm being real messy.
I really felt like, okay, I dropped my daughter off, and then I
Come on.
normally have my routine.
Mm-hmm.
When my routine is my routine, I expect it to go that way. But obviously, God had another plan for me. You're not fit to do your routine today, okay?
Stupid little routine.
So I dropped my daughter off, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get an oil change. I go to the oil change place. Now, y'all, I get oil changes more than regular because I drive so much. I'm getting oil changes once a month.
Yep.
And I go to the same place every time I get an oil change.
Mm-hmm.
I went to go get my oil change. There's a new face in there.
Uh-oh.
New manager.
Uh-oh.
I get in and I say, what's the price? He tells me the price. I said, well, I come here every month and they give me for this price. He gave me a hard time, y'all. This man was like, well, if you ain't got no coupon, I can't help you. So I became that Karen. You don't give me that discount? Bet. I got on that phone, called corporate. I let them know, hey, I come here every month. I'm a loyal customer. Every month I come to get my oil change. Y'all got this new person up in here telling me I'm not gonna get my discount. Who wouldn't want to save $10 on an oil change when it's clearly $90 every month? Who wouldn't? So there's a lady that was waiting there, just me and her, and I always be like the first person in there. This time she beat me. A person beat me there. So anyway, I'm waiting or whatever. He got people that ain't even waiting to get their oil changed. They're the type of people that left their car there and left. But I'm sitting there waiting because I need my car to make money. That's what I'm waiting for. So anyway, long story short, I called the rep. They gave me a coupon. Do you not know? I was like, this the devil today. I give him the coupon that the corporate gave me. He was like, oh, we can't take that. That's for full synthetic. So you gonna argue with corporate what you ain't gonna take? So I was like, he won't take it. He was like, oh, so he giving you a hard time. He's like, we're gonna talk to his regional manager about it. She was like, go ahead and play full price, and then within 2 days you should get your refund for the discount that you're supposed to be getting. As I'm going back up there or whatever, the lady that was before me, she ended up leaving. Before she left, she said, ma'am, I hope your day get better. And I don't even know if my attitude towards her went wrong or whatever, but I was like, oh, it's gonna be a good day. That's how I said it. I said it just like that. And the lady, the rep heard me.
Keep going.
The rep heard me. She's like, I love your energy. She was just like, even though this guy's giving you a headache, you are really trying to keep a positive attitude. I was like, yes, I am. Do you not know, as when he gave me my keys, he gave me that 10% off? Why you couldn't do that from the front? Why did you have to argue with me? I don't get that part. Like, I just came here for regular oil changes and get my tail out. You gave me a hell of trouble when I had money to be making. You wasted. I had to work a double yesterday because of this bull crap.
Okay, let me jump in. Hold on. Stop right there. Let me jump in. And you're gonna have to respond as soon as I jump in. Do me a favor. I know Deanna is second to next. I said Talisha, then somebody. Who did I say right after Talisha?
Was it Damali?
Yes.
It was
So
Damali.
Talisha, Damali, and then Deanna.
Yes, and I'm doing the recipe. I'm gonna get back on.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. So I'm gonna tell a story Talisha's gonna come back. She's gonna have to respond, and then we'll get Damali. Then we get Deanna. Now, write your questions down. Stay in this energy. However, I am known for stories. If you are a speaker, teacher, preacher, coach, anything like that, just listen to me. You will get 1,000 stories, and you can use them all. They all yours. I don't do quotes, but I damn sure do stories. Husband, black tie, tuxedo. Look at his beautiful wife. Beautiful black sparkling dress. They leave the gala. The husband knows it's a bad time coming. GPS says 47 minutes away from the house. Husband knows it's an eternity from the house. 15 minutes in, the wife has yet to say a word. The energy is palpable. Tension in the car is thick. And to make it worse, it's 11:43 at night, and the gas light just came on. Husband stops at the gas station, gets to the gas station attendant, and to make things worse, the gas station attendant is equally as rude. $27.43. The man put $20 in the tank. The wife bought candy, some drink for $7.43. Now the wife is livid. Not the angry she was, but even more angry. 30 minutes left in the drive. Husband keeps driving. And then they make it home. He tries to get out the car. No, you're going to sit in this car. We're going to talk about this. Yes, dear. The wife forgets that she was mad for whatever she was mad about in the gala that had nothing to do with him. And she can do nothing but 45 minutes talk about how rude the gas station attendant was. The husband listens. I told the story to Grace and Dan a long time ago. Grace got pissed off. Dana got pissed off at me. The husband listens. And he says, baby, at some point, you're going to have to make sure your happiness costs more than $27.43.
Watch it.
End of story.
Now, at the time, I was in a different mind state. Because if I would have been angry, you would have said that to me. I would have went off. Excuse me?
Round your way, Talisha. At some point, your happiness is going to have to be more than a 10% discount on the oil change. Did you see how I brought it all the way back?
Fight.
At some point, every person, that's so profound. You look at the smile on Oda's face. This is so profound what I just did.
But you wasn't there with her. You wasn't there with her when she was trying to get her 10% discount. You be quiet.
That's
you
that
let her
damn
talk.
Thank you, Jerome.
It's always the principle of the thing. It's always the principle of the thing. What does that mean? It's just the principle of it all. I do not like that. It's just the principle of it all.
It's true, but at some point, your law of attraction needs to be greater than the principle of it all. Because every time you react about the principle, you messing with your money.
Yeah, and it was messing with my money that day.
He wouldn't just mess with your money. As long as you stay in that vibration, and anybody you affected in the lobby with that vibration, you're responsible for their karma too. You 1 Peter 3rd chapter, verse 7.
That was only one
and
person.
your prayers will be hindered. You hindered a few of your prayers over 10% oil change.
Antonio,
Yes,
she
ma'am.
doesn't know that somebody in there could have been somebody she was planning on calling on that day. You know, you just never know who's going to be.
You never know. And I'm not saying Talicia's wrong.
That's true.
Here's the deal. This is not an indictment. Remember, before I told the story, I said, and Talisha gonna have to respond because I knew Dion, I knew where I was going when I was going before I was going. I knew she was gonna have to respond. And the good thing about Talisha is Talisha take her lumps and eat them and be like, all right, that's fine. But it's still, though, I don't like you right now, but I hear you, right? This Talisha, it's all good. So Talisha, you're gonna respond. Right after that, Chef Jay gonna respond because Chef Jay has something to say. This is not an indictment. I just want you to hear. If you hear me and you hear it as an indictment, your limited perception is what we just read. I just told a story. Now, if I threw a rock in the crowd and Antonio got hit.
But you aimed it at me, man.
I understand. I completely understand. Okay, go ahead. Talisha, you respond. Chef Jay, you respond. Y'all take as long as y'all want. Damali, you just giving few to Damali and Deanna. Take as long as you want. We came here to win. Go ahead, Talisha.
Well, I mean, you kind of shut me up when you just sat there and tell me, you know, my prosperity. It was in the way. It really was, because I literally, Grace, I walked in the house with a what?
I'm assuming the attitude, Grace.
No. What did I ask for?
Oh, headache medicine. She had a headache.
I had a headache. I had a headache.
So 10% invisible money caused a physical reaction in her body.
But that wasn't the only one. That had some other reactions that occurred before that. One, HR Block ain't getting my money yet.
Because there's a cycle of duplication when you're in a vibration. There's a cycle. Everything you touch, everything you do matches that vibration. So anything you would have touched would have been jacked up that day. Even your relationship with your daughter would have been jacked up that day until you forgave. The only thing that stops karma, the only thing that stops the vibration is forgiveness. To let go. Forgiveness, Latin word, to cut off, to let go. Talisha would have had to either forgive this man, and then if that wasn't good enough, she got to forgive herself even for reacting to him. That's the only way. And when y'all too dumb to forgive, Phil, back me up. The good God of this universe goes, girl, go to sleep. And your subconscious, then while you're sleeping, lets you go, stop thinking about this. That's what happens. Because you're not conscious enough to forgive, your butt gonna go to sleep. And then accidentally forgive during your sleep because source you will take over. But the longer you hold on to it, the more you're gonna spin in action. The more. Okay? Talisha, respond one more time. Oh, not one more time. Respond again. And then I'm gonna throw Phil in real quick, then get Chef J. Because Phil's always short.
No, it just teaching me that I need to be mindful of how I am coming off and understand that everything I do is a vibration that could affect, you know, my prosperity or affect something else that's, you know, that God has for me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, those are the lessons you heard from your perception. My only attempt was to tell you, don't let your happiness be a 10% discount. That was my direct teaching to you. Anything you just said, that was God speaking to you, because that ain't what I told you to do. Those were profound, but that ain't what I said. I was clear with my point. Put a price on your happiness and stand by it. Because if you don't, then I get to put a price on your happiness. Amen. All right, go ahead, Phil.
First of all, Diane, is it Diane?
Dion,
you got a great voice.
Mm-hmm.
You got a killer voice.
Thank you.
Really, really good. Okay, I show up at the gate at the airport and I give the lady my information. She says, Mr. Sorrentino, I'm sorry, you don't have a seat. I said, what? She said, we're booked. You don't have a seat. I said, great. She said, great. Why would you say great? I said, well, I'm a professional speaker and I have a speech in Columbus, Ohio. And these people have paid me a lot of money. So if I don't make it, they're going to want my money back. And I've already spent it, so you're going to have to give it to them. She starts laughing. At the same time, a guy shows up right next to me, literally. They tell him the same thing they tell me, and the guy starts screaming at him. I mean, literally, I'm serious. This is serious. He's yelling at him. I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, sir, time out. Two things. Number one, these people did not cause your problem. Number two, these are the only people on the planet that can help you with your problem. If I were you, I'd be nice to them. They found me a flight that got me into Columbus 2 hours later than I would have and wrote me a check for $800.
See that? That's not only law of attraction, that's immediate karma being paid back. Immediate. Talisha, come back. Say something else. Don't matter.
So was mine immediate karma coming back? I got my 10% discount.
Yeah, well,
I
so
had to call
basically,
corporate, but
no. This is a good. This is a good thing. So she got blessed, is what people would see, and I'm not saying she didn't. That's all I'm saying. She absolutely got blessed. She got what she wanted, so she won. We have to have a serious conversation here. Chef Jay, give me 2 minutes. Get ready. Number one.
My question is she going back there next month?
That's
the question. No.
All right. So if you're not going back there next month, you're now karmically responsible. It's already happened before you got there. Before you ever got to next month, your karma is already there. It's already there. How you get treated, the service, whatever, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's already there. The only way to relieve that karma is to forgive. See, you can't change the seed once you put it into the ground. The best you can hope for is to forgive. How many times, Jerome, should we forgive? If you don't mind, Jerome, just unmute your mic.
they one time, or we're not friends no more.
70 times 70.
Thank you, Jerome. That's a little bit different than the one time we not friends. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
Hey, Antonio.
Yes, sir.
It never hurts that you add and be grateful under that forgiveness.
And be grateful under that forgiveness. Because God loves a cheerful giver, and to forgive is giving. And you gotta forgive cheerfully. Okay. Here's the deal. Let's answer a few of these things you said. Did she win? Sure, she won. But the goal is not to win against Otis. The goal is to win at life. That's the goal. Now, right now, we're too far in the present to see if she won at life with this situation. I can tell her this, though. Their vibration touched her oil can, twisted her oil can. Say what you will, but I'm not going to call a white person a cracker. Y'all know where that comes from? That's like the whip with crack. So when black people say cracker, it's that's what cracker comes from. I'm not going to call a white person that's going to make my salad a cracker, and then let him go make my salad. How about that? Some things don't make sense.
I thought it was the color of a cracker.
Oh, well, that too. That too. That too. Think about this for a moment. The same people you offended, it's the same people changed your oil. And I'm not saying it did something, but that vibration is now in your car. And if y'all are if you don't start understanding the ways of life, you need to be careful of the vibrations in your garden, because now Talisha has a vibration in her garden that's not worthy of her.
But it's gonna run out though.
If you forgive, only when you forgive, because energy.
No, I'm talking about that oil. It's gonna run out.
But the energy will not, because energy can never be created and it can never be destroyed.
Okay, I'll go apologize tomorrow.
You should, with a gift.
I'm gonna say
donuts. With donuts. Yes, you should. Let me tell you why you should. Because in order to stop.
Let me do it. Okay. I'll tell you why, Talisha.
But hold on, before she goes, and it doesn't matter if Talisha agrees. We're talking about science. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I didn't do anything that I needed to go in and forgive for, but treats go a long way. It helps with the process. When I was doing my internship but the reason I got the internship was because I took donuts. I'm talking about the internship that I got working with Matthew Knowles at Music World.
Yep.
I got it because of donuts.
Let's stop right there, Dan. Let me explain y'all something. I want everybody, y'all familiar with 5 gallons? I think only Ina would have a problem with 5 gallons because she's in France and that's a metric system, which everybody should be using, but America is American. So I don't even know what 5 gallons are. We from everybody picture a big construction bucket that you will pour paint in. Can we do that? A big paint bucket, not the silver ones, but the big plastic ones. Is that okay? We can all imagine plastic, and we can all imagine something. Let's call big up to your kneecaps. Circumference, put both of your legs together. That's how wide the bucket is. Is that okay? So now everybody on the same page. I want you to put nothing but poisonous, muddy water in that bucket. Do what you mind. Go ahead. Do what you mind. Do what you mind. Everybody see it? Poison, 1% of poison will kill you instantly. Now drink that to capacity. Just take a good sip out of it. Everybody gonna die, yes? Outstanding. Now that we're on the same page, in order for Talisha to clean this poisonous bucket, which is her law of attraction, she needs to pour clean water in it, doesn't she? So Talisha is going to take this little Di Serrano cup I have right here. It's now empty. My scotch is gone. And she's going to pour into this poisonous bucket that's filled to capacity clean water. Is the bucket still poisonous? Okay. She gets a bigger one. She's going to pour the equivalent of the bucket into the bucket. Is the bucket still poisonous? The answer is still yes. She's going to get 10 more buckets of the bucket and still pour it in the bucket. Is it still poisonous? Yes. Now, somewhere past 10, 15, it's still poisonous because it's got the residue in there, but it's not as poisonous. This is how good energy works. If you're trying to get rid of bad energy, you can't meet bad energy with good energy and expect to be doing anything. That ain't what any sacred text says. It says you need to do far more. So Talisha needs to put 30 buckets inside this one bucket just for it to finally not become clean water. It will not become clean water. It's just going to become what we call potable water in the military. That's called drinkable. She still may get bubble guts, but at least she can drink it. And that's 30 times more she needs to do just to get rid of the poison. So you need to bring donuts because you did poison. You ruined that man's day. Now, shit, you ruined that man's day. Now it's time
Baby, he did it with a smile. No, I didn't ruin his day.
I don't understand how she ruined his day. If he ended up giving her the discount,
because it ain't about him. It ain't about him.
But the lady was like, "I love your energy. You're trying to be positive, while
that's true.
Harassing you." So it sounded like she was having good energy. She was dealing with a difficult situation, and then finally he was like, "You know what? I'm probably doing too much. Let me get a discount."
So we're
gonna trying to have a good, because she's trying to have a good attitude while I'm giving her a hard time. So I don't understand, and then I don't understand why you're not going back. Because he's a new person that don't understand what's going on, and he turned around and did it right, and he knows who you are. So why would you go somewhere else where you ain't gonna get a discount when you
gotta agree? I have no choice but to agree. No, I got no choice but to agree with everything you just said.
No. I didn't even tell the rest.
Hold on, real quick, Talisha. Let me let Phil go real quick. Damali, you finna come back right after Phil.
And one question.
Talisha, you're gonna respond. Go ahead.
What about the poisonous sugar that's in the donuts?
No doubt, right? That's a whole different situation. That's a whole different situation. I just said donuts because she bought donuts for Grace at the end of the day. That's why I brought up donuts. So there you go. Okay, Damali, come back because everything you're saying is 100% right. There's something here that we need to deal with, but I don't want to deal with it just yet. Damali, keep going because you're right. Talisha ain't wrong, and she ain't. Keep talking.
The only time she was wrong for me is, okay, everything works in your favor. So why are you now walking away from a situation completely that's still working out in your favor? You had a little glitch. So it still works in your favor, but you're willing to throw away a relationship with the company you had for a long time over a new employee who didn't know what was going on. And then he corrected himself. So why would you throw that relationship with that company away when it was a new
That is a good
employee?
question. It was a red flag. That was a good question.
This is a forcing day coupon. I'm not trying to lose my job. Like,
I need the real answer. Don't give it. I need the real answer. Is it because whatever smart thing you're gonna say?
Oh no, this is what the man told me afterwards, because what
he told you.
Dion was talking about earlier.
Hold on, what he told you?
He told me, he was like, this is gonna be your last one. He was
so
like,
then how the hell you tell me he did it with a smile? Then those two things don't jive.
No, listen, no. He was what Dion was talking about earlier.
Okay, talk to me.
He was one of those people where it was like, I'm a big kahuna. I don't know how to explain it, but he had this attitude as if, oh, I said, I've been coming here all this time. I said, if you look at my records, you put my name up, you can see that I've been getting here, getting these discounts. He was just like, oh, that's probably why the other two ain't here no more.
Okay.
That's where he came with that attitude. And then he said,
I got you. Give me a second.
Okay.
Just give me a second.
Okay, I get you.
I get it too.
He didn't correct it.
It's like he was trying to be that for what?
Right. I hear you saying you got to get
Antonio.
Yeah. I've got to say, so I'm going to say, you go, Jerome. I'm going to let Chef Jay talk, and I want her to put stuff in, and then I am going to give y'all the punchline first, and the rest of the class is going to be about the punchline. Forget the rest of my agenda. This is a serious subject that y'all don't even know how serious the subject is. So it's going to be it's going to be Jerome, then Chef Jay, and forget my agenda. We need to only talk about Talisha's situation.
I never got to talk about what I originally wanted to talk about.
My bad. No, you're right. No, my bad. So we're going to take Jerome, Chef Jay, Damali, and I'm going to take both Damali's situation and Talisha's situation. My bad. Thank you so much for saying that. And Deanna, we're going to put you in there too, because I know all y'all three are on the same energy. But we forget my agenda. It's the point here. My agenda is irrelevant. I can text you my agenda. Okay, go ahead, Jerome.
You know that Talisha's my girl. I got her ride or die. But the story you told about the driving home from the gala, it hit me between my eyes.
It should have.
I'm telling you right now, sir, I'd rather have 100% return.
Come on.
And the book says he do exceedingly abundant of all the accident things. But then for me to be right, okay,
that's gonna come back, Jerome. You're somewhere between the punchline right now. You
hit me between the eyes with that. I went
okay
because I wouldn't know he didn't, because I'm the one. I'm like Talisha, the daggone 10%. Come on now, move on. No, you're telling me I'm not only gonna lose the 10%. I could get 100%, and I could get more depending on how I handle this situation. Tell you, dude.
Let me kick this thing right here. Because what y'all don't realize we're gonna get there, it's John Calloway. But what y'all don't realize is you've been right your whole life. How's that worked out for you? This is what you don't realize. That every time you've ever been right your whole life, and you've been right, it got you where you are at this age. It got your dollar amount in your bank account at this age. And here's the deal. You've been 100% righteous, justified, and right. I'm trying to get you to see that you're right only about the things of poverty, never about the things of prosperity. There needs to be a new level of thinking. Don't correct yourself. Don't change what you're going to say. That's my job. I don't correct nobody. Don't change anything. We just need to talk about it, because we are talking about a duality. I did not expect nobody here to say the right thing, and I also expected everybody here to say the wrong thing. And the right thing. I'm just trying to get you to see that I designed the whole class today to be very confusing, because it's duality. Chef Jay is about to spit hot facts and hot trash at the same time, because it's duality. Talisha know exactly. She did all the right stuff and she did all the wrong stuff. It's duality. I'm trying to show y'all we are the wheat and the tares. We are God and the devil. We are trash and heaven. All right, go ahead, Chef Jay. Take your time. Rush it not. And then I got my list here. Damali, I want hot fire. Hold on, Chef Jay, before you say something. Okay, I got it. I got what I was gonna say. So I got how I'm gonna close the class. Go ahead.
Me, go ahead.
Yo, go ahead and take your sweet.
Okay.
Take your sweet. You're not a Scorpio. What is you? What is you?
I'm a Libra.
Take your
I'm
sweet
all about
Libra
balance.
time. There you go. So this is hard conversation for you then.
No, it's a great conversation for me because I've been on both sides. I've been on Talisha's side and I'm on the other side now. I was born hot-headed. I was born, it's whatever I want to do. I was born, it's JOA. I was born, I talk funky to people, road rage. I roll down my window. I kill you and your whole family. I'm on the phone. I talk to people. You piss me off. I hope your mama died and got banned because that was my energy. That was my energy. No lie.
And your dog.
Now,
and if we break up, I broke up with your whole family too, and your city block.
I broke up with your whole family. Like if I'm coming to take you down, I'm killing the dog. The dog must go. Too, and the dog didn't do anything.
No, not the dog, G.
Half the call that's going. You show right, girl. You show right. I blocked them all.
This year has been the year of lessons for me because I'm tired of being in the same place. Once you get tired, you get tired. It's a such thing as a breaking point, and it is. Yep. I never trusted God. I'm a believer of God. Whoever you believe in, believe. If you believe in yourself, believe. I'm just believe. Whatever you believe in,
but
just
believing
believe.
and trusting is not the same thing.
No, you have. Yeah, it's not. But you got to trust. But you got to have both. To me, I told him, you know what? I woke up one day. I said, I'm gonna trust you, because you have not forsaken me. You pull on me every single day. I go through stuff, and I run to you, and you have to pick up the pieces. And I'm crying like, why did you allow this happen to me? Why? This was you, God. Why? Because you're supposed to have my back. But at the end of the day, he's always standing there with his hands open. So lately, like, shit still happens to you. And don't think when you cross over, ain't nothing gonna happen. It do. You have to, and it's my prayer too, is what I ask for. I want to understand. I want knowledge. I want wisdom. So like I go through things to build you and make you stronger. And I just feel like anything good is hard. Anything not good is easy. So you never want to take the easy route. You always want to take the hard route. But like the other day I had a shitty day, and I said, and normally I just be like, you know what, devil, this you can have this day. That's how I used to live. And I used to just be mad the whole entire day. That was my energy. And I used to talk about what happened to me because I kept putting it out. And then now I just be like, you know what, God, I started off with a bad day, but I bet you we gonna end on a great day. I'm not ending this day on a bad note. And I wake up anytime I plan something now, something gonna happen. Something is going to happen. And we as people, we have to become problem solvers. Life is not just waking up every day, going to hang with your friends, going to eat and going to work and going to do that. It's about work, because you got to work if you have faith. That's what they say. Yep. But life, what I found out for me, life is overcoming. Life is growing. And the problems that we face daily, you have to overcome it. God want to see, because we all praying for something. We want that. We want that money. We want to be billionaires. But with that billionaire, it comes a lot of problems.
Hold on real quick, Chef J. She just got real close to the punchline. We all praying for something. Pick it back up. I want all y'all remember that. So we all praying for something.
Yeah. Okay. What you pray for comes with something. So what you're going through today is to prepare you for what you're praying for in the future, because you don't know. Because what you praying for, God, like, I'm gonna match you. Like they match you in your 401k, he gonna match you 250%, not 100. So he's preparing you for what you do not see. Like we don't see, we see small things. And it's just like meditation is a thing. Forgiving is a thing. And like Jerome say, 70 times I wake up. Sometimes I forgave my daddy so many times, but some days I wake up, I'll be like, man, I gotta forgive you again. And I forgive myself every single day. When I meditate, I wake up, talk to God, I forgive people. If something crossed my mind and you piss me off, I have to forgive you. Healing is something, because I'm going through a healing thing. When you have all that trauma built up in you, you're just full of anger. You have to let it go. Like you're not going to see anything. And that's what we do. And we're not using. And my thing for me is, I don't want to use 10% of my brain. Most of us use 10% of our brain. 20, what?
Girl, you better talk. You
is,
preaching. I got the
is
preacher behind
preaching.
you. You better talk.
You a preacher.
I don't want to use 10% of my brain. I want to use everything that God has gave me, and that's my thing. So it's just like, I just tell him, you know what? I'm rocking with you. I trust you. So whatever you take me through is to better me and it's to make me stronger. And I feel like Jesus ascended. That's what he did. He ascended. Most even Buddha, whatever, they ascended. They didn't die.
This is back.
We are supposed to ascend. And when the man said he believed in reincarnation, I do to a certain extent. I believe that we go through, we're not dying, we dying and we waking up and we reliving it because God wants us to get it right. God created us, but if you read the Bible, he destroyed the world so many times because we cannot get it right. But he give us another chance because he loves us because we are his greatest creation. Look back from when, before Christ, how the world is until today. We have created some awesome things, but we're greedy, we're evil. You know what I'm saying? So many things fall under that, but good and bad go with each other. And what I tell my friend the other day, when discipline come knocking at your door, when right is right, wrong is wrong, when you know better, you do better. When it come knocking at your door, you better answer it. Or you're going to be in that cycle. And some people get it and some people don't. And you do not want to be 50, 60 years old and you don't have it. You don't want to die and you don't have it. So you got to just say, yeah, I'm pissed off right now, but guess what? I'll be okay. It's going to be a great day. So that's how my life been. And when I say my business has been getting blessed from left to right, like I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried because at the end of the day, he got me. The kitchen that I work at, they going through some stuff. They about to shut it down. But guess what? I'm going to cook at my house. And another door is going to open. When you say you trust him, he going to come. He going to arrive quicker. But if you playing with God or whoever you believe in, guess what? It's going to take a long time because it's you. It's nobody else but you. And when I realized it was me, I said, oh, baby, you got to get up and get yourself together because it's you.
Watch your voice, Reverend. Watch
Let
your
her
voice, Reverend.
cook. Let her cook.
So that's just my story. So anybody who got that negative mind, change your mindset. When the rich people tell you and them in them books, change your mind. What's the book you had me read? Extraordinary Minds.
You got doggone right, I did.
Mindset.
And you know how much you have changed? And you
a lot within a few months.
She changed so much. Plus, if I'm not the biggest contract she signed, I'm damn sure gonna be. Because it's a personal goal of mine. It's a personal goal. It's a personal goal. I'm trying to have her serve 6,000 people. That's a minimum.
Somebody I know real good, no Chef J. And when I said that's who go cater my event, this is what they said. Young Chef J, I say, yeah, that should be on her shit.
That's about right.
Just so you know, the word is out.
And you know what that makes me so happy.
She be on it. She say she young, but she be on it. Just so you know, your name out here in the street.
It should.
That's good. And then that's the goal of mine. When I graduated, I said I want to build personal relationships, and then open my stuff. So that makes me happy because that means I'm on the right track.
If y'all want to talk to me all the time, talk to me on Instagram is where I be at. I don't be on nothing else. I don't be on my phone. I be on Instagram. I don't be the only people I talk to on my phone is Phil and Susan, and that's rare because they barely make me talk to them. Deanna and Grace. I don't talk to nobody else on my phone but Phil and Susan, Deanna and Grace. I be on Instagram because I hate phones. I am so anti-phone. If you sit in the office with me, you're gonna die of boredom because I sit there quiet. Because my head be a volcano of thoughts. Yes. So my head too loud for things to come out my mouth. I just be quiet. I don't like the phone at all. I wish it would get uninvented. I can't wait till another pandemic happen. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I am so looking forward to another pandemic. But all y'all got to get locked down again. It was so peaceful. It was so
the only worry I had was spring. People were spending. Man. It was nice.
Just spraying Clorox water on packages that come in the mail is my biggest problem. I take that all day. Me and Susan, we take that all day. Anyway, come on, Damali. You got to come in. You got to come in.
Hold on, Damali.
No, go ahead, Talisha. Yeah, go ahead.
Antonio, not the person that told me I need to get an iPhone.
You do need to get an iPhone. Shame on you. And the position that I just offered you, I just hired like 20 people, y'all. So let me tell y'all, the idea of y'all arguing with rich people baffles me, but I don't say nothing. Do you, boo-boo? Do you, boo-boo? I just don't understand why y'all do that, but I got nothing to do with that. But that had nothing to do with Talisha. But Talisha needs to get an iPhone because she's messing up my group threads with these little green little boxes. This is why she need an iPhone. Forget the rest of it, Otis. I don't care about any logic. These damn green bubbles, and I can't talk to people properly in these group threads. And she messing up the vibe. This is the only reason why you need an iPhone. Now I have Talisha as the manager of finances or some stuff. Talisha do payroll now. Well, I don't have the super payroll person, but right now Talisha's the super payroll person. She can become the super payroll person, director of finance, whatever I got it. But right now she's the manager or something like that. So she's over all payroll, plus Ina is over pretty much anything. Ina's over pretty much all of it, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But the point is, I've got 20 people outside of the people I talked to March. I literally split Rhino Leg into two. I'm trying to start Rhino Leg in November with 80 something hires. Quietly, nobody's listening. Nobody's seeing what I'm doing because that's how I like it. I'm Lil Wayne. G's moving silence like lasagna. There's no reason to talk here. The reason here is to pay direct deposits. Once I start paying direct deposits to 300 some people, I will rainbow body and elevate myself out of here. You know, I'm not even going to die. I'm just, God knew Enoch. I'm just going to be known. I'm not even going to die. I'm just going to be known. I'm going to go up to the Enoch and I'm just never going to die. You hear me, Grace? I'm going to say, if people ain't going to be at a restaurant, Mrs. Smith, your bill is $86. No, the hell, it ain't $86. I paid 300 people direct deposit. Again, nothing to do with nothing, but I'm still gonna say it though. I'm gonna work it in there, Jerome. You're gonna be at church, God is good. Wait a minute now, God is good because I paid 300 people direct deposit. You know, so I'm gonna just throw it in every conversation. I'm gonna throw it in every conversation for no reason at all. I'm gonna just throw it in there, okay? Damali, take your time because I said we was gonna go 30 minutes over. Take your time. The punchline here, though, is King Saul. This is my closing thoughts. King Saul, and I'm gonna get real personal about King Saul. So whenever you hear me bring up King Saul, we are closing the call. Take your time, Damali. Do great.
Just said a whole lot. She pretty much said
facts on facts on facts.
Because I was gonna start with every day in every way things work out for me. That's just what I expect. It took me some time to get here though.
Well, didn't you make that up during this class? Not this one, but didn't you? I remember did I have a dream? You said somebody said something. You was like, that worked, and you tried it for a little bit. It didn't work out for you, so you changed it into being every day.
Every day and every way.
That was during the leadership class. You said, maybe it's beginning. Okay. Keep going.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just like off spectrum brain of mine, but I'll just take things for what they say they are. And the Bible has said to me over and over and over again that shit is going to look messed up, but when you walk down the road, it's going to work out. And that's just what I generally stand on.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
In my youth, when I was walking down the road, it was with a little more fear and a little, I don't know what's happening. I know it's working, but I'm still scared. It's going, But now it's just like, it's going to work out. So much so, yesterday, my transmission started acting crazy. Right. And we trying to get our money together so we can move on to the next step of our building fourplexes and everything. Right. So I was like, let me call my husband, just let him know, hey, babe, transmission sounded kind of funny. Well, he was in the process of paying cash for a car anyway. So he went ahead and bought me a 3-row SUV today, cash from the auction. And it's just working out. And now he's going to go sell my van, and I'm sure going to get stuff. I just expect shit to work out, man. I'm not stressed out about it slipping transmission. I'm not stressed out about a pink letter in the mail. I don't get stressed out about this stuff because it always works out no matter what. It just always works out. So I expect it to. And I think just having that expectation of even though this shit looks crazy, it's going to works out every time.
Beautiful.
Every single time.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Do me a favor before you finish. We gotta break this down a little bit, Damata, because you talking some talk. Jerome agrees with me. Wait a minute. Why? How did you get here? Forget why, because why ain't got nothing to do with us. How in the hell did you get to the point?
When I was a kid, even though I'm not Christian anymore, I grew up 4 days at the church. Like I was in leadership classes as a high school student. I was in all time. My mom made me take all these Bible classes.
Yeah, I think this whole call is like I used to be Christian, but I'm not Christian anymore. I feel like that's just the whole call. They identify something unique.
I mean, I feel trust.
Yeah, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus, but that stuff y'all doing with the church.
I'm just not a Christian anymore.
Yeah, anyway, fair enough. That's fair.
What I always see to me is Paul talking about how we're gonna go through stuff like. There's always going to be something that we're going to go through because that's just a part of the ebb and flow of life. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I've always just had this firm belief that it doesn't matter if it's not good right now. It's going to be good. It's just that the way I go through those trials now is much different. It's much smoother. It's way less stress. Like I used to stress out knowing that it was going to be good. Like, but when is it going to be good? And now it's like, whenever it's going to be good, it's going to be good. I'm not stressing about when it's just going to happen. Sure. When I was younger, it was like, I know it's going to be good, but I'm going through it now. This is too much. When is it going to get? When is it going to get good? When is it going to get good? Now it's like, it's going to get good. Don't worry about it. And I'll be sitting there smoking a joint with my bank account with $2, having a good life. Not worried about
having a good life. $2 and some weed. Sound like a book. Can somebody write the book? All I got is $2 and some weed, and I'm living a good life.
I buy Damali. Go ahead.
$2.
You need more than $2 because, like, you gotta at least buy, like, something to put it in.
If you got the right vibration, all you need is $2. And so I ain't even a smoker. I'm a drinker. $2 and some weed, and you can live a good life. Because life living well has nothing to do with money. Has everything to do with resources. If you're attracting resources, you no longer need to spend the money.
She should get a one-hitter.
A one-hitter. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's a little strong with y'all. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Tracy, you jump.
Hey,
Tracy,
Phil,
first
OG,
off, Tracy.
Bro.
First off, Tracy, you're looking like you're out there applying for a whole husband. That's what you're looking like. You just
No, she looked like she finna retire from teaching. That's what she looked.
Okay. All right. Then. Well, she know what she'll take both of them. Okay. She retired from teaching because this good man she attracted. You understand?
I received that. I received all of that.
Right.
Thank
I know that's right. I know that's right. How many of you ladies know? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put it over. I'm gonna put it over a quarter. How many of you ladies know your stuff too good to be applying for a man? Oh, y'all don't want to keep it real with me. Anyway, different class. My bad.
A man is a bonus.
Man, y'all play
I speak for the ladies. A man is a bonus.
Thank you, Chef Jay, for keeping it real.
I mean, the whole he's like a byproduct of everything else.
Okay, there you go.
He's a byproduct of everything
else. You know
else.
what? Not only so to the regular mind, that sounds arrogant, but let me tell you, that's true. No, because soulmates have nothing to do with completing you. Damali was complete when she got here. She doesn't need a soul to complete her. She needs a soul, not need. She, in some cases, everybody, be quiet. In some cases, there's a soul that adds value to her completeness as is. Now, if don't nobody else, I know Susan Ash should have heard me for sure. Susan been a feminist for y'all been born. So Susan should have heard me for sure. All right.
Let me clarify because listen.
You got it.
You said I was complete before I had my soulmate, and what she said, what did she say? She said the man is a byproduct.
A bonus and a byproduct.
And I totally agree because my husband was
should agree.
bonus and byproduct
You should.
of my fear of judgment and all my childhood trauma. But guess what? Him being my twin flame and mirroring everything that I do and me mirroring everything that he does.
That's either beautiful or dangerous. Twin flames are beautiful or dangerous. It depends.
Yes, because it has like accelerated our spiritual growth when we started understanding that, hey, every time I'm mad at you, I do the same shit. So we started just agreeing that, okay, we need to work on things. We have open conversations about this, about like how
good stuff.
When you're mad at me for thinking that I'm mad at you, and I'm mad at you, you're mad at me.
You know what? I've always found that puzzling. People get mad at you because you mad at them. I've always found that puzzling.
Like, why are you mad at me? I didn't do anything. And it's like, why do you think I'm mad at you? I'm not mad at you. Like, we have these conversations. Like, we used to have them all the time, right? So I totally agree. That man is a byproduct of what you attracted. I attracted somebody who helped me kind of accelerate some of this growth I needed because I wasn't seeing my shit until he mirrored my shit.
No, sure right.
I'm a Leo. I thought I was perfect before I got married.
Well, fair enough.
Okay.
You ain't
Team Leo right there.
All right, I'm finna say ain't nobody. Yeah, everybody should on this call. The only two people who follow me is Sigma males and Alpha women. Sigma males don't give a damn about nothing y'all just said. All the Sigma males and tuned out the last 43 minutes of this phone call. All of us. We ain't give a damn about nothing y'all said. Let's keep it real. Otis, am I lying, brother? Come on, Otis. All right, look at that.
Why you on that tonight, man?
My job is to keep it real in this phone call. Me, Otis, anybody who's a Sigma male, you don't give a fuck about what y'all said in this phone call. We don't care. Nobody care what y'all. We gonna act like we care. We don't give a damn about what y'all said. Jerome, am I lying? Jerome.
Why you throwing me under the bus? You right.
Phil, am I lying? We don't give a damn about that. We listening for what we give a damn about. Phil, am I lying?
And the man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest.
Okay. We are disregarding half of the stuff. No, 90% of stuff come out y'all. We don't give a damn about what y'all saying. But we appreciate you saying it. We taking notes like a muff. We taking notes. Don't get it twisted. Oh, we not arrogant. Oh, we absolutely taking notes. We just don't give a damn. Yes, sir.
I said that line in the speech, and I said, now, if they were written it today, they might have said a person, here's what they want to hear and disregard the rest. The lady stood up in the back of the room and said, no, Phil, they were right the first time.
That's the man. It's the man. Damali, you might come back. Damali is my friend. Me and Damali have a whole different kind of relationship. We just get things and we get one another. I'll just leave it at that. We get things and we get one another, and it's on a whole different plane that takes too long to explain, and we ain't neither one of us got neither one of us got time to explain it. Fuck it, it just is what it is. We're not trying to explain it. Is this okay, Damali? I agree with everything Damali said, and I'm so grateful that Damali has taught y'all in this last 5 minutes that her husband have open, uncomfortable talks, because that's what she said. I don't know what you heard, but what she said was, me and my husband talk about stuff we ain't supposed to talk about like friends. That's a master class on marriage. Damali, would you respond to that, please? Because that's what the fuck you said. I don't care what they say. That's what you said.
Yeah, I mean, I have to give about 75% of this.
75% is more than what they doing. But keep going.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to give you credit because one of the things that the shift started 2 years ago when I started taking the leadership class, and it was the fact that I wasn't seeing it until you kind of explained some things in class, about your growth and your spirituality and all that kind of stuff. And when I started realizing who I am, and I started seeing that in my husband, I was like, oh shit. We are the same person, literally. We're like yin and yang, We're like same but different, same but different. So when I started having like conversations about this with him, at first he was like, whatever. And then I don't know, I can't really pinpoint what happened, but he started opening up and he kind of saying, yeah, baby, you're right. I was like, babe, this is what happened. You were mad at me because of this, and I was mad at you because of this. And really, most of us are like this. He's like, babe, you're right. Because I started seeing it. So I started explaining to him what I'm seeing that we're going through, trying to just communicate clearly because we just are different cultures. He's Nigerian. I'm from Houston, Texas. So, that's already a cultural clash. Because, Houston, Texas, Houston women, we kind of rough around the edges sometimes. We sweet, but we rough, And he's a Nigerian. He wants a fully domesticated, submissive woman who's going to just do, and it just, I do that.
Yeah, I don't know about Nigeria. You know what? I got to
keep
going, Damali. Your mouth is too hot for a Nigerian husband.
Everything I do is in alignment, but that mouth sometimes ain't in alignment with what
not used that way. Not using the way you fucking use it. Your mouth ain't. This is wrong use of your mouth to a Nigerian husband. No, this is the grown folk class. Now she's using her mouth the wrong god doggone way.
So when I started just seeing it and just openly just saying, baby, this is what I'm saying, what we're going through. He was like, baby, you're right. I am angry. You are angry. And that's when I started the conscious parenting journey. Like when I was in Antonio's class in 2020, I started conscious parenting because he was like, stop correcting your children. Everything is perfect. And I was like, you're right. I got to really change how I interact with my kids. We haven't spanked our kids in 3 years since I've been in your class.
Come on now. Wait, Damali. You motor scooters gonna clap for that because y'all need to adopt the same philosophy. Because some of y'all spanking y'all grown ass kids without spanking them. She talking about 8, 9-year-olds. Y'all spanking y'all 19-year-olds. Talking about it's advice. Mama know what's best. Anyway, keep going, Damali.
So I mean that's it. That's pretty much it, Antonio. It's just realizing and seeing it and being able to communicate with him, and then him being open and receiving it, and him acting the way my husband changed so much since I started.
There's something powerful about a man openly and receiving the communication and suggestions from his wife or significant other. Something about that's powerful, especially with this male misogynistic dominated religious world, Susan. There is something about a man who listens past his pastor and say, wait a minute, Susan said this. Pastor, I hear you. I'm listening to my wife though. There's something about that. Like it's that mouth used differently.
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much, Damali, for backing me up because they want to act like everybody here got goddamn kids and they want to sit up here and act like they ain't did nothing with these kids.
Hey man, my guac has
the stork brought these kids.
The last 3 years.
Anyway,
my guac master has improved in 3 years.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway,
that Gawk 3000.
There you go.
Here's what I know. I know this here. Ladies, if I'm wrong at any point, please, I'll take 30 seconds. If I'm wrong at any point, please, by all means, correct me violently. A woman will submit to a man who deserves submission, proves he deserves submission, and don't take advantage of that submission.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that, and I'm single. Yep.
Yes.
All right. Okay, then there it is. Then
when he messed up and tried to take advantage of it and realized he messed up, he came back and went hard in the paint and became the most reciprocated Nigerian husband I ever had.
That's exactly what's supposed to be. But we ain't perfect. My job is to respond to my imperfections perfectly, not to be perfect, but to perfectly respond when I hurt you. My job is to say, Talisha, you got me messed up. No, you got me messed up is what she say. And then she give me an argument how she got her messed up. I got her messed up, and I go, damn, I do got you messed up. My bad. My response should be perfect, not my actions, but my response should be. Somebody gonna catch that on the ride home. We got 2 people left. Damali, did you finish?
That's it. And when his response was perfect, I had no problem forgiving him even before his response was perfect. But when his response became what it was like our marriage went to another level after that.
Another level. She not saying it. I'm saying it. Gawk 3000. You hear me? Another level. All right, there you go. That's how it works. Some of y'all don't know what that means. God bless you and your whole relationship for not knowing what that means. In the meantime, we got 2 people left. Remember, when you hear me bring up King Saul, we've gotten to the point. What's the point? Why Talisha needs to go buy these damn donuts. I'm not saying Talisha wrong. I'm saying Talisha forfeiting her dreams. So hear me well. I'm gonna brush them. We got Talisha next. Talisha, you respond next, actually. Hold on. Let me. Talisha and Deanna, don't just respond. Anything the Holy Spirit or whatever you believe in has put in you, take your time. I already said we're going over time 30 minutes, and we got 40 minutes left. You are good. Take your time. Have I made myself clear, Talisha? Unmute your mic so they can hear us.
Yes.
Have I made myself clear, Deanna?
Yes, sir.
I did not ask y'all to truncate y'all speeches. You say whatever the Lord, the ego, the Taurus, since both of y'all are Tauruses, you say whatever the Taurus has upon thee to say. Okay? Outstanding. But hear me well. This is about my final thoughts. What are my final thoughts, Dion? They're very simple. I'm going to bring up King Saul. We'll figure out what that means. And when I bring up King Saul, I'm going to bring up Antonio Theodore Smith Jr. If you don't know what T means, it's for Theodore. I hated my name until I was like a senior in college. And it was Dr. David Case was like, oh my God, you have God in your middle name. And I was like, you goddamn right, Dr. David Capes. This is at a Christian university. I use God names in vain, but that's my ego, Ina. Okay. Ina, tell them what time it is for you. Please tell them what time it is for you right now and how you listen to this call.
2 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for your shocked eyes at her 2 a.m. confession. Will y'all unmute your mics and audibly give her the prophets? Woo, 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 woo.
Definitely get the right.
Nice.
Country.
She is in France.
Okay.
She is avoiding bed bugs. She is in France. She is avoiding bed bugs and sleep. Okay. She got the sleep monster and bed bugs accosting her right now. And she is here. She is also I got her acting as a number 2-ish. I'll just put ish behind it of density 6. So Phil, Susan, Deanna don't have to. Y'all missed it. Don't worry about it. I got it making sure that Ina is doing the good things so Monique can get the new shoes and the new outfits. You understand? Y'all don't know nothing about that. You feel me? All right. Anyway. All right. Talisha, Deanna, get ready to come next. But let me just say this first. Let me say 2 things first. Excuse me. Thing number 1 is for y'all. Don't truncate. We don't need truncation. Just chill. Give us the light. It's number 1. Number 2, I need to hint at the punchline here. When you hear me say King Saul, almost immediately, Jerome, I'm going to say the realest thing you ever heard. Now, Grace and Deanna and Monique have heard it before, but y'all have not. Y'all have not. I haven't said it since 2012, 13, 14, but it doesn't stop the fact that it's real. Okay? When you hear that, I'm going to bring up King Saul, and I'm going to bring up Antonio Theodore Smith Jr., Social Security number 539. No, I'm just joking. My Social Security number does not start off with 539. I was just joking. But somebody was like, well, wait a minute, keep going. If you can keep going. What's the pin number 2? Well, okay, that's it. You got to do that later. All right, go ahead, Talisha. Take your time. And feel free to push back because I've levied pushback against your not buying these donuts for this little fat man that had an attitude. You don't know. That could be your husband. You don't know. I'm not saying it is. I don't look. I covered the screen with my hand. Look, But you never know, though. You never know. Maybe his son
I know
is your
that
husband.
one.
Okay.
The devil is lying.
Fix it up for me. Can y'all hear me? Because I tried the whole lot. Okay. Clearly, when a woman say I know that one, that means he not my type. I've made up in my mind. He can't never get whatever the getting is. You show right, Talisha. Keep that up.
He can't get the first digit of the number.
Oh, he can
even get a hug.
He can't get a hug. He can get you know what he can get? Psalms 23. That's what he can get. That's what he can get. He can't get nothing else but that. Okay, but his son might be attractive, or his cousin. Okay, his cousin. Anyway, go ahead, Talisha.
We are not gonna respond to you.
Okay, first off, it's Adonia's fault. I don't know why, but I gotta blame her 2 or 3 times a month just for me to stay alive on planet Earth. Keep going.
So I kind of wanted to say something what Damali was speaking of.
She talked. I should have played the organ behind her.
I feel like I'm at that stage. I'm in the 30s, and God has he's cleared some things out of my life. And now it's like, Talisha, this season and this stage of your life, you're going to trust me completely.
Okay.
And because he's done that, when Damali was talking, I was just like, she's sure right. Like,
stop right there, Talisha. Stop right there. Aaron, Aiden, Ashton, if y'all can come here. Take your whole headphones off. Y'all come here. Everybody come here. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. I want to explain to y'all what Talisha is catching. But y'all don't get, I want to make sure they are up. So I need Aaron next to me first. I need Ashton next to me second. And I need Aiden next to me third. Come here, baby. Right here. Thank you so much. Come on, camera. Y'all see my me and Monique, beautiful daughter. Look at her, looking like Monique. But she a dark skinned Monique. She got my eyebrows. That's all she got. The rest she got Monique face. She got Monique face. Okay. Now here's the deal. Watch it on there. Stay right here, baby. Stay right here. This is what Talisha just said. Talisha said, "Oh my God, I want what's the number one thing you want in your life, Talisha? You don't have to think. Everybody knows the number one thing. What's the number one thing you want in your life? Shame on you for thinking. What's the number one thing you want for your life?
My business
riches, peace, fame. For me, it's fame. What's the number one thing? What's the number 2 thing you want in your life, Antonio? Respect. Number 3, admiration. Number 4, money again. I know what the hell I want. Be clear. What you want, number 1, Talisha?
My business to expand.
Her business to expand. Dark skin Antonio is God. This pretty little girl right here. Y'all see her smile, baby. Show me a smile. You can see it. You see it right there? I'm gonna put it on speaker view so you can see you. There you go. Hold on, not that. Okay, we talking. No. Hold on. You got me. Anyway, whatever. Hide self-view. Hide non-participant. No, hide. Child, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, don't worry about it, baby. We got the screen working, whatever. Y'all see this little pretty girl right here? Oh, I can't see us no more, baby. What you did? What your daddy did? Gallery review.
You blame what you did.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta blame somebody. Great shit. I gotta blame somebody. It can't be me.
That's my friend.
Where am I, buddy? Where y'all see me? Right here. Click this. Show self view. Oh, there we go.
Leave that baby alone. She's too pretty to sit there and have you.
There you go.
She's so cute.
There you go. I'm down here. Tell them.
Here's our pretty little baby right here. Me and Monique. We made a good baby. Aaron is Talisha's business. I'm God. And Talisha goes, stay right here, baby. Talisha goes, oh God, I love you so much. Please give me a business. So smile at the camera, baby. There you go, right there. All right. What's the second thing you want, Talisha? Joy. Do me a favor, Monique. Push this halfway across the table. Like pull it all the way back. Pull it all the way back. There you go. Come in here, Ashton, with your cute self. There you go. There you go. Come on. Bend down so they can see you. Look, you can see the camera. Bend down, they can see you.
He got on my daughter's favorite shirt too.
He do. Oh, so
they like the same thing.
Yeah. So this Ashton right here. Ashton is joy. Everybody got it? Ashton is joy. Because Talisha say, oh my God, I want joy, please. So God says, you want your business, baby? Mm-hmm. Right here, buddy. High five. Fist pound. You want joy? Got you. What's the third thing you want, Talisha? Don't lie to me now. Fool me not. Fool me not.
The third is my mansion with my Cadillac.
Okay, you want your man. But is it a man in your mansion?
He can be that if he like, but he ain't necessary.
Okay, fair enough then. Mansion it is. That was pretty clear, Susan. Shit, I don't know what to say after that. If you can just scoot it back just a little bit more, that was clear, Susan. That was clear. She got a mansion and some toys is what she got. That's fine by me. I ain't mad at her. That's her business. You understand? Now, watch this here.
Really?
Okay.
Really? Did you really? We get ready to get you. I'm coming to Texas right now.
You got to come to Texas because that being a man and some toys. You understand? Man and some AA batteries. Come here, buddy. Scoot real close. Come on, Ashton. And you got to bend down a little bit. Come on, Ada. You got to bend down a little bit for me. So now, yeah. Come in the camera. Come in the camera. Come in the camera. There you go. Go, come on, Ben. Aiden almost 6'6". He almost talking.
Birthday boy. Birthday boy.
There you go, birthday boy. Come on, now get in the camera, little boy. You can see it right there. You go. All right, there. This is Talisha's prayers.
Good looking kid.
That's it. This is Talisha's prayers. She got, what was Aaron again? Did you say peace, Joey? What did you say?
No, she was
She said business.
Yeah, business. She was
the baby. Aaron is business. Aaron is business. Aiden,
and he was joy.
Ashton right here is joy, and then Aiden, scooted in a little bit more. Aiden is the mansion with the blonde locks. With all the blonde locks, the mansion with the those are different kind of toys we was talking about. But go ahead though.
Oh no, those not those type of toys.
We were talking about battery toys, battery operated toys. You understand?
We weren't talking about those. You were talking about those.
I was talking about those because I'm uncouth. This is why Adonia is about to catch a flight down here to Texas right now because I'm uncouth. This is a happy life for Talisha. Everybody get this? But then it happens. Talisha comes and says, you know what else I want? I want money. Notice she ain't have money. When I asked Talisha what she want in her life, she ain't mentioned money at all. Did y'all hear money?
Because it's in the baby. You see the baby you got right
money
there?
Is number one on my list. I'm very specific. I want $100 billion with a B.
But it comes with the baby right there, Antonio.
I understand. You want a business that supports you. I want money. These are two different things. She wants a business that supports her lifestyle. I want so much money that Donald Trump is asking me for money. That's what I want. I want money, Jerome. You hear me? I want so much money that I look at my money and I count my money every morning like Adonia's dad. I want so much money that my confidence gets sky high, even past the sky high. I want to sleep on my money. I want to sleep with my money.
You sounded like Scrooge McDuck at this point.
I am Scrooge McDuck. I'm
that's Mr. Krabs.
I'm gonna do all that, Mr. Krabs. I'm swimming in my money. I want all my money. So can y'all see? Lean your head in here real quick, Aiden. So all this is here. This picture is, take a screenshot of this here, Grace, so I can get this. So me and Monique can put this on our cameras. All of this is Talisha's dreams. Y'all feel that? And then it happens. Talisha goes, I want money and I want a man. Now watch this here. Money comes here. Will you on real quick, buddy? Money, I'm God. Talisha's the microphone. Money. Money comes right here. Pushes everybody to the side. A man comes right here. Pushes everybody to the side. No. This is what happens. This is what happens. The whole call has been about this.
He's all right. He gotta go.
And every single thing that Talisha wants after that pushes her business to the side. That
don't push my baby. Give me the baby back.
No. You get on the other side of Aaron. Get on the other side of Aaron. Push. No, you stay right here, baby. Pushing. You can't see them on the camera no more, right? So now what happens is God says, now I gave you that money, but I gotta take it from you now. And then here's what happened. Come here, baby. She not all the way on camera, but she halfway on camera. But the man still right. I gave you that man, but I gotta take it from you now. Now, Talisha business come right back to the side. Because she couldn't handle what she wanted. She wanted what she wanted, but her motives, her character couldn't handle what she wanted. So then God has to, you get back off camera, baby. God has to make her lose everything. And then says, come here, baby. Now you broke. I'll bring your business back. Watch this here. Come here, Ashton. Now you broke. What was Ashton again? I can't remember what Ashton was. Joy. Now we'll make you happy again. Come on, Ada. Come on, Ada. Now that you got your joy, we'll bring whatever Ada was back. What was Ada?
The mansion.
The mansion.
My Cadillac.
It's gonna be a new mansion. Okay, okay. Y'all go sit down. Okay, y'all go sit down now. And here's the deal.
Thank you guys. Y'all were amazing.
Yeah, they say
that's child abuse. That's child abuse.
Yes, that was. And what I'm trying to show y'all is very simple. 100%. I'm trying to show you that you keep messing up your life because you got what Saint Augustine of Hippo, Augustine, says is disordered love. According to Augustine of Hippo, you're supposed to say God comes first, and you're supposed to order the love in your life properly. But since Adonia won't do that, Adonia gets dismissed for the things she won't. See, what we call God gives Melissa whatever she wants. I don't care if it's the ancestors. I don't care if she likes the incense. It don't fucking matter. She's going to get whatever she wants because God only says yes. God never says no. No, here's the one of the universal truths of this universe. God never has told no to Melissa, Sean, Craig, Jackson, Pierce, or Timothy. God says yes. The problem is God allows you to say yes to what you want. Now, if you think I'm outside of every sacred text, you's a lie. Because everybody here could think of a scripture or two that I'm in. And what's happening to you. And you're right, Chef Jay. You're using your free will to create things however you love yourself. So when Talisha loves herself so much to push her joy past this man, that's when God steps in and creates karma. Did y'all see the point of this? When Talisha picks her love, her joy, past her man, God goes, good job, baby. That's what you want. When Talisha puts her man past her joy and her business, that's when God goes, all right, then. I'll be removing in 6 months as soon as you learn.
And he did.
Shit, you ain't got to. I do this for a living. 100% of my income is about waking people up. I do this for a living. And for a living, I am telling everybody here that Talisha was winning until she disordered the love of her soul. That was unique to her. See, I'm not telling you there's some great book that tells Dion how to love properly. I'm telling you there's plenty of great books that guide Dion how to love properly, but your soul, Ina, knows best. Because I promise you, if you get rid of the thing hurting you tonight, watch how you sleep.
Allow ourselves to get involved. Stop it down the opposite.
Sleep like a baby.
I'm not even trying to bring up nothing personal. Somebody actually just told me I slept real good last night. I'm not even trying to do that. It just happened to fall in today's message by saying, if you get rid of the poison in your life, watch how clear the water in your life is. All right, come on, Deanna. You got the last words, and I'm going to give my closing thoughts. I still ain't brought up King Saul. Take your time. Talisha, thank you so much. You look like Janet Jackson in Control video. That's a compliment, actually. That's a compliment. Control. Yeah, I remember.
No.
Yeah, man, y'all don't remember about that. Yeah, don't worry about that. Go ahead.
Vibration.
Yep.
I had to learn that the hard way. And it took Antonio telling me, I don't want you to touch nothing.
Nothing.
Touch nothing.
Every time she get off her vibration, hold on, Deanna. Every time she get off her vibration, Phil, Susan, I don't give a damn. I said, don't you touch me, don't you? Let me sit up real quick so I can see the hey, fuck, what you trying to do? Stop. You need to take a nap. You need to do whatever. Don't you touch nothing. I don't care. But I gotta finish this. You job. I don't care. Because your vibration ain't fit to fuck up my legacy. Deanna, how many times I told you that?
Multiple times.
Okay. So just so we're clear, if you don't like the cussing, I hear you. That don't mean I didn't express it without cussing, because I damn sure did. I am trying to tell you that you need to be a good steward over your legacy. And if I got an attitude in your life, Dion, don't you let me touch nothing in your life. Because now my seeds is inside your garden. And you're going to pay for stuff I did in your life. Nothing of what you did. And they need to teach that from kindergarten, but they do not. Many of y'all got married, dated somebody that you had to pay for. And it was unfair to Tracy. I don't know why that came up. I'm not sure why I put her name in there like that, but it's probably, okay, she gave me this, it's accurate as hell. And Tracy tired of paying for stuff other people done did in her life. Keep going, Deanna, my bad. You know, I just had to put some commentary out there. That was, in the Bible, that would be the footprint, Susan. She said, you know, and the Lord said footprint, and I just gave the footprints right there. Keep going, Deanna. Keep going.
It's a combination of everything that Antonio has ever taught. And I don't know, it just came flooding to me at one time. From all of the laws of the universe to your vibration to the seeds you plant, all of it just flooded and it hit me at one time. And I got to a point, I was like, you know what? I'm tired. Like I'm done with this. So when it comes to vibration, I don't touch any. I will sit here and watch a cartoon on purpose to shift my energy. Just before I touch anything, or I'll listen to certain songs to shift my vibration before I touch anything. I will go walk outside and inhale the sunlight and the air before I touch anything.
Amen.
Because I understand that whatever I touch, whatever vibration that I touch it with, it's going to be marinated in that vibration. And I got tired of tainted results because I was touching it with a tainted vibration. Mario. So when he said, take the donuts, take the donuts. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because that man, while he had a smile with you, I guarantee you, since he knew in there, everybody in there is in a different vibration than what they usually are. And the vibration of the people that touched your stuff is under his vibration. So if he's in there under the vibration of, I'm finna come in here and fix this, he's already stepped on all their toes. So you have that vibration. Then you have the vibration of you calling corporate in front of him and him going to say something to somebody else with that vibration on him, shifting their vibration too. So yeah, they touched your oil. They did all of that. That vibration is on it. So not today, not tomorrow, but something is going to happen. It's the consequences of your actions. And that, I used to hate that with a passion, but everything has a consequence. Talisha, if I hung up on you while we are talking, there's going to be a consequence to that. You may not be the giver of that consequence, but I'm going to get a consequence from that. And then if I made you feel some kind of way, now you're in a vibration. I'm going to get a consequence of that, because everything you do after I hung up on you is on me. And when I tell you the thought of me offending anybody on this call and then just going about my business, understanding that however you feel about me after I offend you, I got to deal with what you do after that.
That's right.
I don't want to deal with that no more. I got enough karma out there. Trust me, from the ages of 17 to about 33, I got enough karma, okay? I don't need no more. It's people in other countries I'm dealing with karma from. What I started to do, and Antonio has seen it because I've reported conversations I've had back to him. It could be the most frustrating situation. The person I'm talking to on the other end, I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I'm just grateful you had the time to help me today. Now, standing in his face, I understand it would have been hard. Me, I would have been like, okay, Deanna, just go ahead, pay it, because this is what you need. Pay it, move on. It'll come back to you, because I also learned he gonna have his own karma coming at him. He got his own vibration that's been to hit him. When I was telling you about the donuts, the vibration that I walked into when I took those donuts was the vibration of my client, and I didn't even know. I had a client who won a competition to get signed to Music World. I don't know what happened. We signed the contracts. Then all of a sudden, I couldn't reach anybody. Not a person. And I just so happened to call one day, and I spoke to his assistant. I absolutely love this woman. If she was to call me today and say, hey, I need you, I'd be like, hey, I gotta go. How I got in good with her? Because I treated her like she was Matthew Knowles, and I learned that from Antonio. I didn't treat her any less. The day she told me, she said, come in. I did not have an appointment. She said, just come in on this day, and I'm going to try to get you in. I showed up before he did. I sat there and waited in the office with them. Mind you, I'd only met her maybe twice prior to, twice. I'd only met her twice prior to that. I brought donuts. She was like, man, whew, I'm on a diet, but you know what? Since you brought them, I'm going to have one. The other girl that was in there said the same. She's like, I don't really eat donuts, but these smell good. And she ate one. Mr. Knowles walked in and said, oh, somebody brought donuts. And they pointed to me. And I sat there. And then she went in, did that morning thing. And she came to me. She said, come in, come in. She said, hey, Mr. Knowles, this young lady, and said what she said. I would have never gotten in there, Talisha, had my vibration been off and had I not brought the donuts, because it was the vibration of the donut bringing that helped me. And I sat down in front of him only to find out that he had dropped my client. I would have never known, but wanted to keep me. All because of vibration. All because of vibration. The vibration of me bringing a gift, no matter what the gift was, that vibration alone set a different energy in the office. Because even he acknowledged the donuts when he walked in. So bringing the donuts is you not trying to, I understand the thought process to be, oh, so you want me to kiss up to somebody I can't stand. I'm going to go apologize. I'm not going to bring a gift. A gift gives a different vibration. And you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. Because
Antonio, yeah, please let me interject.
Go ahead.
Antonio, you went on the earlier call. Some of these folks were. And Deanna and Grace said, Do we need to come to Baltimore, Jerome?
Because we will.
But let me tell you something. Let me tell you guys something.
It's still staying.
This call this evening was for me.
Oh, wait till you hear my final thoughts. Oh, wait till you
Talisha, this call, because you were on the other call, Talisha. This call was for me because what I just realized.
Come on, man.
Is that tomorrow I'm going to go to the bank and I'm going to withdraw $250, put it in an envelope and give it to my sister-in-law.
Come on, man.
To give to that person who cussed me out, who totally disrespected me and all of that. And then I'm going to say to them in the little letter, thank you for what you've already done.
Yep.
If you need more, let me know. And that's all I'm going to say because of what you said about Deanna. Bring in the donuts.
Help me.
It ain't about them.
No, sir.
It's about my future.
Yes, sir.
And what I want and what I need to achieve. Because I'm not going to change him. I'm not going to make him do the right thing. But I can do something.
Yes.
And you know what's going to happen? When he opens up and sees it, he's going to sit there and go, what the where's this coming from? Because that's not how he's characterized me. And he's done it twice. So when that hits him between his eyes, he's going to sit there and go, but I'm going to keep it moving. Yep. So thank you for this call. Talisha, where you at, my girl? Thank you so much. Deanna, thank you. Antonio, thank you for this call because Jerome needed it. Yeah. And I didn't know I needed it when I got on here.
Come on, man. They're going to wrench around and wrench it off real soon.
Thank you, Uncle Roman.
Now he make me feel bad.
You know, Deanna, I got to close this out.
Go ahead. I am complete.
Yeah. Breaking my thing. All right. Close this out. So the close is King Saul. Thank all of you for everything you've said. But I need to now be personal to you. Thank you. Got louder somehow. So one time, Bryant Johnson, some of you who've been here long enough know who that is. He asked me, he had this pastor that was talking very bad about him. He wanted to join my church at the time. He was a preacher, and he came to me and he said, man, let me tell you about Pastor. I said, wait a minute. I hear you. And I know I haven't heard you, but I hear you. But I need to let you know that before you tell me what you're about to tell me, number one, I don't want to hear it. Because whatever you think this man did wrong, he did not. And he just sit there silently. And I told Brian, I said, listen, sometimes God will put you under a King Saul to deal with the King Saul in you. If you don't know about King Saul, allow me to educate you. Grace, are you still here?
Yes, sir.
I only said it for dramatic effect. Grace, I believe it's 1 King 19. If you can just Google, just make sure I'm right. Google, and David dodged the spear again, if you don't mind. And find out where it's at. Should be 1 King 19. As you know, God has given me a memory to rival. While she's pulling it up, I want you to know that David, and this ain't about fuck the Bible. It's probably not right to say, but we here now. Forget the Bible. There you go. It's more palatable that way. Oh, I don't give a damn about the Bible. I need to tell you about, there's a man who was promised to be king, and the man who didn't deserve to be king was in his way. And I'm here to tell you, Ayo, there are no King Davids. Ain't none of us doing the right thing about God's anointed. You missed it. Rewind, press play. King Saul, Susan, was God's anointed. You often hear in churches that what they say is, but David chose the king. God chose David, but the people chose Saul. That's a lie. God chose Saul. The people chose a king, Susan, but God chose Saul. Verse 11, according to what Grace got pulled up. If you don't mind, I'm going to read that verse 8, Grace.
First Samuel. This is 1 Samuel 18.
1 Samuel 18. And Saul was very angry, and sin displeased him. He said, they have ascribed to David 10,000, and to me they ascribe 1,000. And what more can he have but the kingdom? See, what happened here is, Jerome, I am absolutely in the text. Excuse my cuss words. I'm a custom Christian. You're going to get over that shit. What you need to receive is this word of God shall not change now or forever. The grass withers, the flower fades. Grace, finish it for me.
But the word of God shall stand forever.
Thank you, Grace. I'm not out here playing around with the Bible. And I'm trying to tell you, Trinace. Verse 9 says, and Saul put his eye on David from that day on. What did Saul have a problem with? The fact that David was great. Rewind, press play. Saul did not have a problem with David doing things against him. Saul had a problem that David was greater than him. David had an anointing. Ina had an anointing. Damali had an anointing David did not like. Say what you wish, but I'm in the word. Verse 10 says, in the next day, a harmful spirit from God rushed into Saul, and he raved within his house. And David was playing the harp, the lyre. And he did, as Trinace did day by day. David ain't just stopped playing his harp and got mad. They were trying to show off. Trinace was always there doing what she was supposed to be doing for the king. Chef Jay say, people see your favor even when you don't see it. Can I help y'all out? God's favor will reveal your haters. Somebody tweet me on that. The moment God favors Phil, God would also reveal Phil's haters. Because favor will cut the grass short. Because everybody can't handle that Susan is a favored woman. Y'all gonna catch this. Me and David Jeremiah saying the same thing. God can't handle the fact that Susan is favored, anointed. Well, God can, but not the other gods, the lowercase g's. And so 11 says, and Saul hurled a spear, for he thought, I will put David to the wall. I hope y'all don't think that was without blood. I hope you don't think, Otis, putting David to the wall with a spear was a Disney Channel version. He meant, I'm going to put this man to the wall dead with this spear. But David evaded him twice. Stop your screen, Grace. My final thoughts of this series. There is nobody on this call that is good. We are not King David's. Some of you know the rest of the story. King David saw David in the cave, let him make it. Then King David saw him in the cave again, let him. Ain't none of y'all there. Ain't none of y'all King David. We are all King Sauls, waiting to throw spears at Phil and Susan because they say better words than Antonio. Waiting to throw spears because Phil unmutes his mic and say things better than Antonio can say it. We can't wait because Jerome says Mr. Smith and throw spears at Jerome. Because Jerome then outshined me I said I was gonna make it personal. I said this an hour and a half ago. I was gonna make this personal. I said this. I did. Just so we're clear. I said I was gonna make this personal an hour and a half ago. I really did. I really did. So don't think I have the right to get mad at how smart Phil is. But I ain't gonna never be rich. I got a right to get mad at how holy Susan is, but I ain't gonna never be rich. Phil, far smarter than I can ever be. Susan is far more righteous than I can ever be. I pale in comparison. Susan ain't cussed since 1992. Only person I heard Susan cuss is Phil, and she said phooey, and that was a cuss word. I made a cuss 86 times today. 3 of them on the call. Susan better get to heaven before I get to. There are no King Davids. Ain't now one of us good. Boys, Ashton, Aiden, I don't care whoever else hear me, but y'all hear me. We are pieces of shit. No. Look at me. We are wicked men. You hear me? We are wicked men. The goal is to have it under voluntary control. We're not good. These boys ain't good. They come from their daddy. They didn't come from God. They're blessings from God, but they 13 chromosomes come from their imperfected mama and their imperfected daddy. They trash. I'm just so grateful that they're the unshaded trash of me, because God picked the best 13 chromosomes of me. And you should have shouted right there. And the best 13 chromosomes of their mama. Pick the best. There are no King Davids. We are all throwing spears at the anointing of others. Otis sound better than me. Damali marriage better than mine. Tracy speak better than me, and we don't like it. And you know how you know you don't like it? Because every last one of us has saw Tracy or somebody else do something good in the speaking realm, and we call ourselves speakers, and we all secretly said, I'm not sharing that shit. She don't share my post. You say what you want. My job is to keep it real. Speakers are the most hateful people against other speakers. You've never seen someone hate more than somebody else than another speaker about another speaker. I'm not finna share Tracy's stuff. It's so true what I'm saying. We're shocked when another speaker share our stuff. It's a shocking truth. Because the moment I think Tracy is in my category and Tracy doing better than me, I become King Saul. So when I told Talisha earlier, you better go ahead and bring them damn donuts to that job, I was trying to tell Talisha, you ain't King David. What the fuck is you think? What is you doing? You think you right? You ain't right. You are King Saul. So I bring this to you personally with my last 5 minutes, and I tell you, today I promised somebody I would call them or text them or call in 24 hours. Doesn't matter who it is. Some of y'all know. And I said, I will most certainly do your app. It's irrelevant, but I did. I got the message at 6 this morning. Well, I didn't get the message. I got the message at 6 this morning. I didn't see the damn message till I got on the bus to head out of Minnesota at 8 this morning. And I said, in 24 hours, I will respond to you. I got 4 other messages before that. I did no responses because I'm not going to let you bait me into BS. That ain't got nothing to do with my future. Can I say it louder? I'm not going to bait you into a 10% discount. You're not going to bait me into a 10% discount, make me lose my motherfucking dreams because you out here trying to trigger me. It's not about to happen. Oh, it was like 4 or 5 messages throwing people on the table. I'm not even going to respond to. I'm not going to do it. But I will tell you this. I will do that app. Why? Because I'm a good person? No, Susan, because I said I would. And I'm not fit to sit up here and forfeit my dreams by going against my own vow. You crazy as hell. I know what I'm worth. And I know doggone well if I opened up my mouth and say I'm gonna do something, Jerome, please educate. It's better to do what, Jerome? Help us out.
It is better to have not vowed than to have vowed and not paid.
I ain't got no god doggone choice but karmically to do this app because I fooled around and made a vow. I ain't got no choice. It don't matter if I'm right. He did me wrong. That is bull jive. You want to be right or you want to be rich? Because I'm going to do my job. Because I like being rich. You hear me? So I want to be personal. Deanna, Grace, unmute your mics both at the same time, just so they know I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
2 or 3 days ago, I came to y'all and I said, I'm so glad I went to that place because it's in the same subject. I don't know what y'all remember, but I talked to y'all both. It's about King Saul. That's all I can say.
You said something along the lines of because God will always put you under a King Saul so you can check the King Saul in you.
Grace, do you remember that?
I do not.
That's fine. You know what? You was cramping 3 days ago, so you probably don't remember a damn thing. No, that's the truth. No, that's 100% fact. Grace, it was not day one of your cramps 3 days ago.
It was.
You know what, Susan? God dog, she has the right not to remember them damn.
Isn't that too much information, sir?
Well, you know what? But they brutal though. They brutal. So we gonna go ahead and give Grace a pass. I told y'all they taught me bra off day off. I wouldn't lie to y'all. I told y'all. I told Grace, I told Deanna, I said, listen, I'm so grateful I went to this place because I'm about to take this company to the next level. And then this man ain't did nothing wrong. And I sure hope y'all hear me in my closing thoughts. God was trying to show me I am this man. Yeah. I am this man. There's something in me that noticed what he did. And if I didn't see it, I would freaking do it. So I told Grace privately and I told Deanna privately, and I had no idea what's going to come up today, but I wrote the 7-week sermon the day after. Not sermon, but I wrote the 7-week series the day after. I had no idea, but I am telling you 100% that everything that this man did wrong, I am him. I can do it. I know it. I receive it. I believe it. And I am it. And I'm so grateful that God showed me the reason it irritated me, because he was trying to get rid of the King Saul in me by putting me under a King Saul. And that has been the point of week 2. So Talisha, you're wrong. Not because I say you're wrong, because God put you under a King Saul who changes oil to get rid of the King Saul in you, and you failed. I agree with Damali defending her. Damali is right. But this ain't about that, man. This ain't about no oil filter. This is about that Talisha got offended, and she was there to not say you offended me, but to say, why am I offended? And deal with that offense in her. Go ahead, Phil. I got 3 more minutes. I'm about to close the hell out of this thing.
Stuart Wilde. The best way to protect yourself from negative thoughts of others is to look deep within yourself and process your own negative thoughts and feelings. You have to look at your shadow, all those resentments and hatreds and ill will and the anger that you've lurked deep inside within. If you have nothing but love in your heart, little will affect you. Alas, if you believe in yourself and your etheric, your ethics is strong and lively, most of the thoughts that will carry you from the ill feet will bounce right off of you.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Right on time. Trinace, I almost forgot you. Please, you had your hand up. Oh, who said something?
Oh, that was me,
Oh,
Susan.
go ahead, Susan, then Trinace.
It just, I've mentioned this before, but probably a lot of these people haven't heard it. One of my first jobs out of college, I worked for the Department of, I worked at a uranium enrichment plant.
Right.
For the Department of Energy.
The rest of it's top secret. The rest of it's top secret. You just say it that way.
Yeah. So I worked for a particular guy, and then I worked with all the programmers there. But this one lady, this tall, stately lady with the French bun, she sat over there writing. I didn't work for her. I didn't even really know her. But when my dad found out I was working for that department, he kind of felt bad because he worked there and he knew of her and all her doings. She kept throwing stuff on my desk for me to do. And I was so afraid of her that I just kept doing it and kept doing things for her. And she would come back with something else, just on and was so mean to me. And I have no idea why, but I didn't say anything to anybody. I just kept trying to be nice to her. I didn't tell my boss, no one. Well, finally she was in the hospital. And I asked the boss if we could send something to her. And then I said, I would like to be able to take it to her, and to leave a facility like that because it's secure and you've got to check in and out. You just don't do that in the middle of the day. But he let me go, and she was in that hospital bed, and I came in with that gift to her.
Beautiful.
And she actually, she was so shocked, and she was nice. And then she began to cry a little bit and tell me things going on in her personal life. And I went back feeling so much better. And I think she felt so bad and good at the same time.
I don't even know how to respond to that, Susan. Prayer is what I would do. Like, that was just so amazing. Like, I should be like, God, our Father, we come to that. This prayer. That prayer is the only way that I can properly give justice to what you just said. God bless you. And thank you for keeping it top secret. Trinace, go ahead.
So, we've been laughing about me being in the lobby this week.
Yep.
So this is why I've been in the lobby this week. This right here is why I've been in the lobby. Because when I went to work yesterday, they did not prepare the people, me, that's what they was going to make me do. And they said, oh, did you get the news? I said, what news? That you are going to be in the lobby today. I said, oh, no. Who, me? And I took that tone. They said, yeah, you. And I laughed so loud. And that was the worst. Yesterday was the worst day. And when the day, and I know it wasn't just me, because the person who sit next to me is a whole lot more calm than me. And she put in Teams, oh God. And they say, oh, y'all done made Aisha call on the Lord, putting her out there in the lobby.
Oh, they're calling you Aisha?
No, that's her name. She
okay.
she was
job, Aisha? Okay, keep going.
Yeah, she was taking my place while I was lunching yesterday. So that's how she felt that hour and 15 minutes. She needed to call on the Lord. So when the day ended, I say, I'm gonna have a long talk with God. Me and Jesus gonna have a long talk tonight when I get to this house. And then tomorrow morning when I get up, we go talk again. Today was not like yesterday. I wasn't so irritated. I wasn't so abrupt because I realized what you said, that I was soft.
Talk to me.
Today, all of the things that irked me, I realized that I can be that way.
Of course you can.
I can be that way.
They wouldn't even
And
irk
then-
you if you couldn't be that way. Like
and
you
then I
can't see.
said-
Are you a crackhead?
No,
Are you tempted by crack?
no,
Are you tempted by an orgy?
no,
10 men trying to do you at one time.
no.
Because since you can't see that reality, you ain't tempted by it. You're only tempted by what's in you.
So what I said,
Wait a
what
minute.
I said, 'cause
Y'all
I
only
heard
get
you.
mad about what's in you. Okay, keep going.
So what I said, the last time I got really irritated, I say, before I even said nothing, before I said anything, I said, no, don't do that like that. And I didn't blow up. And I have repeated myself already 8 times. Y'all know how I don't like to repeat.
Black folk typically don't.
So I repeated myself the 8 times because that person wasn't listening. But my issue was I don't like to not be heard. So it was the same thing, but it was different. So that's how I'm like Saul. I don't like to repeat.
That's
But
fair.
I don't like not being heard.
The idea of not being heard comes from your childhood, certainly, right? But I'll close it with this here. I told y'all 3 minutes. Look, here's the deal. It doesn't matter where I've been. It doesn't matter where I go. Susan, all I can tell you is I don't have to do no app. I don't have to do nothing. But I came here to be the light. And that's my job. My job is not to be right. My job is to be the light. Right, light, same words, except for the first one. First letter. Right, light. Change one letter. It changes the motive of that sentence. Grace. I want to be light. I want to be right would change fundamentally your marriage. So I end you with this. Am I right? Never, Susan. I'm always wrong. I'm a piece of garbage. Am I the light? I'm always the light. All of us are. I just happen to share the light like a piece of garbage. Can y'all see the difference there? Am I right? I'm a piece of garbage. Am I the light? Yeah. You share it like a piece of garbage. There it is. Talisha will represent the entire church, or she will represent the entire church. Depends on what mood she's in that day. I got about 97 more seconds to try to change your life with a few statements, and I say these well, Chef Jay. There are no King Davids. There are only King Saul. I'm only mad that Damali ain't with me and she with her husband. That's it. I'm only mad that Otis make more money than me. That's it. I'm only mad that Talisha skinnier than me and her stomach flat. That's actually, those first 2 were jokes, but Talisha, F you and your stomach. I ain't gonna lie to you about that one. I just gotta keep it real about that one. Nah. We gotta keep it real about that. I've been trying to get a flat stomach for 6 years now. F you. Okay, we're gonna keep that one real. That last one was a little bit, there was a lot of truth in that last one, Phil. The first 2 was total BS, bull job, but Talisha and her stomach, forget her. And I'm trying to get this flat stomach. That's all right though, my bad. I digress. But all of us is going, you know where they told you to forget her flat stomach. I know. My bad. I got about 45 seconds left. My bad. Back to Talisha being the truth this time. Talisha, this ain't about what you think. It's about what your soul knows. This is why I am Muslim. This is why I am a witch. This is why I am Christian. This is why I am atheist. I am all these things. Nobody knows my religion. I quote the Bible In biblical circles, I quote the Quran and Quranical circles. Nobody knows Antonio religion because I ain't got one. If I got one, only Damali.
So you become all things to all.
All things. You hear me? All things.
Come on, Paul.
All things. I just did a whole Hunter's Moon ritual. Some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. That ain't no Christian thing to do. I'm just telling you. Mary Ann Sellers ain't did no Hunter's Moon ritual.
No.
Okay.
I don't even know what that is, but she didn't do it.
Hunter's Moon is always the last full moon in October because that's when the crops start fading. And finally, the hunters like me can see the meat that we're trying to hunt in November and December. That's what the Hunter's Moon. That's why it's called Hunter's Moon. It's for the first time the light shines in the fall where I can actually see past the spring trees and stuff. That's where Hunter Moons come from. But this is all ancestral stuff. Melissa, Jerome is my wife. So is Trinace. I know, my bad, Jerome, but I'm speaking the ultimate truth here. So is Phil. So is Otis. We are all wives of each other. You don't have to believe me, but Susan's God says he's the bridegroom. So you're going to have a hard time disagreeing with what I just said. If you're Christian, my job is to love John Calloway. That's my job. So your challenge for the end of this week. Number 2, second week, is I just want you to know that you are a piece of shit. That's all I want you to do. I just want you to stop being a good person. You are Aiden, are you over there? You 15? My son? Okay. Ashton, you over there? 11? My son? Okay. Both my sons just heard me tell them, Ashton, you're a piece of shit. Aiden, you're a piece of shit. Monique, you're a piece of shit. Aaron, you're 6. You have no idea what I'm saying. So you just need to get better. Okay, baby? Okay, there you go. All right, then I'll change it up. Change it up. All of y'all are pieces of need to get better. Okay? Because she's now listening. She heard me say shit 3 times. She looked up at her daddy. Okay, I just gotta. You're all trash. Oh, but you are so much the best thing on this planet, too. You're both. You are Israel and you are Palestine. You are both. You are the devil and you are God. You are Antonio and you are P. Dot. Don't worry about what P. Dot means. It's my street name. I use it as my game name. It just is what it is. Just know that P. Dot sold drugs and Otis, 20 OU like P. Dot, 40 OU did not like P. Dot Otis. You know, you'd be like, honey, I just want to see my friend just one more time. It's what P. Dot would be with Otis. I know when my people fail. When my people fail, I leave you a voicemail and I say, hey, man, my people fail, bro. Don't even do this for 6 months. Ask Otis. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. I know when my technology fail. This is what it is. I'm not perfect. My response to my bullshit will always be perfect. That's the difference. I'm not perfect. My technology gonna mess up, I'm gonna mess up, but my response to that better be perfect, or Otis can't call me a friend. That's all I got. All right, we'll see you next week, everybody, for week 3, which is the enemy. All we doing is talking about bad. Hold on, I don't want y'all to think just somebody say he talking about me. No, I'm not. It's right here. Number 3, the enemy, bad karma, and randomness. Number 4, embracing the parable through my teachings. Number 5, practical application, navigating dualities. Number 6, oh, there's no number. Well, it is number 6, but I put it in here. Just so number 6 is right here. Just so we're clear, I wrote this in advance So when we saw talking about the enemy and bad karma, you talking about me. It was written down before you got here, little mama. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can't play better. You can dominate. Love everybody. Y'all have a good one.
Love you more.
Love you
All right.
more.
If anybody got a problem with today's class, blame Susan. She's going to heaven. She's going to heaven. More. And she can get blamed because she's going to heaven. Guys. All right. Love you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.